Welcome back to another episode where we tap into the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and connect it to the dynamics of modern relationships. The Stoics, throughout their long lives, mastered the art of understanding human nature, especially when it comes to the psychology of women. Their teachings on emotional control, self-mastery, and the balance of power are as relevant today as they were centuries ago. In this video, we'll explore critical lessons on identifying when it's time to let a woman go, spotting the subtle yet powerful tricks that can make her irresistibly drawn to you, and discovering habits that will have women going crazy for your attention. We'll also dive into understanding the signs of female attraction, the importance of setting firm boundaries, and uncover secrets that can shift the balance of power in your favor, both in and out of the bedroom. All of this ties back to the Stoic belief in remaining composed, confident, and in control. When you apply these principles in your relationships, you'll not only deepen attraction, but also ensure she knows just how rare and valuable your presence is. So stay with us until the end, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own experiences in the comments. Let's jump right in. Welcome back to the channel, where we delve into the wisdom of the Stoics and how their teachings can help you become the best version of yourself in all areas of life, including relationships. Now, the Stoics, through their long and meaningful lives, mastered not only their internal emotional world, but also developed a keen understanding of human behavior, including the psychology of women. Today, we're breaking down 7 simple habits that, when applied correctly, will make 99% of women go crazy for you. These habits are rooted in Stoicism's core principles of self-control, observation, and inner confidence, and when mastered, they help you create an aura of calm power and intrigue that women find irresistible. Watch till the end because habit number 5 is especially crucial and might surprise you. Before we dive in, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share your stories with us in the comments if you've experienced anything similar. Let's jump into it. Chapter 1. Don't tell her you like her. One of the most effective habits that will drive women crazy for you is to never outright tell her that you like her, especially in the early stages. It might seem counterintuitive, as we've been taught that honesty and open communication are the foundations of any good relationship. And while that's true, timing is key. There's a significant difference between expressing your emotions at the right moment and doing so prematurely, which can actually hinder the development of attraction. When you openly confess your feelings too soon, you remove the element of mystery, a powerful psychological force in attraction. Mystery keeps people intrigued. It's the sense of the unknown that draws them in, and for women, this works at a deep emotional level. The thrill of the chase, the excitement of figuring out where things stand, and the satisfaction of earning someone's affection are all crucial components of attraction. In the philosophy of Stoicism, control over one's emotions is highly prized. The Stoics taught that we should never be ruled by our emotions, but instead master them. This is especially relevant in romantic situations, where expressing too much too soon can come across as impulsive or needy. If you lay all your cards on the table immediately, you eliminate the excitement of pursuit, the intrigue of wondering, and the challenge of earning your affection. Women are hardwired to value what they have to work for, and if you make things too easy, you lose that tension that creates emotional engagement. By withholding a direct confession of your feelings, you invite her to participate in the game of attraction. She'll start to wonder, does he like me? Is he interested? What's his next move? This uncertainty will make her think about you more often, and when a woman is constantly thinking about you, she's emotionally investing in you without even realizing it. That internal questioning creates a kind of psychological attraction, where the absence of overt approval makes her desire it even more. She'll begin to see you as a mystery she wants to unravel, rather than someone she's already figured out. In the meantime, focus on actions that subtly communicate your interest without ever having to verbally declare it. A compliment here, a meaningful glance there, shared moments of laughter or connection, all of these things can show your interest more effectively than words. Your nonverbal communication, especially through body language and attention, is often far more powerful than directly stating how you feel. It's not about being cold or distant, but about being mindful of when to express your emotions and when to let your actions speak for you. This keeps her intrigued and emotionally engaged, constantly trying to gauge where you stand. The Stoics also stressed the importance of patience and allowing things to unfold naturally. Relationships, like all things in life, take time to grow. Letting attraction develop slowly and organically allows both people to fully experience each stage of emotional connection without rushing to the conclusion. If she's wondering about your feelings, it means you're already occupying a significant space in her thoughts, and that's exactly where you want to be. Let her ask the question, "Does he like me?" instead of you rushing to give the answer. Additionally, this approach cultivates emotional stability within yourself. By not immediately jumping to express your feelings, you maintain a calm, confident presence. You avoid the trap of becoming overly attached or emotionally dependent too soon, which can often lead to insecurity. Instead, you project an image of someone who is in control of his emotions, who is comfortable with uncertainty, and who is willing to let things progress naturally. This, in itself, is incredibly attractive to women. Emotional restraint is something the Stoics mastered. They believed in the power of moderation and the virtue of measured actions, particularly when it comes to feelings and desires. In a relationship context, showing restraint demonstrates that you're not needy or desperate for validation. It shows that you value yourself and your emotions enough to not give them away too easily. By withholding an immediate declaration of your feelings, you also allow her the space to explore her own emotions. Rather than overwhelming her with your affections, you're giving her room to develop her feelings for you on her own terms. She'll have time to reflect on how she feels about you without the pressure of reciprocating your emotions. This often leads to a deeper, more authentic connection because she's been given the chance to truly decide how she feels rather than being swept up in a rush of early-stage infatuation. In conclusion, not telling her you like her, at least not right away, is one of the most effective strategies to build lasting attraction. It aligns with the Stoic principles of patience, emotional control, and moderation, allowing you to create a dynamic of intrigue and emotional investment. The mystery will keep her thinking about you, and as she wonders about your feelings, she'll start to realize her own. By letting her discover her emotions naturally, you'll set the stage for a deeper and more meaningful connection. So remember, in the game of attraction, less is often more. Let her chase the answer to the question, "Does he like me?" instead of giving it to her right away. Chapter 2. Get out of your head. Another key habit to make women go crazy for you is to stop overthinking and get out of your own head. Many men tend to overanalyze their interactions with women, constantly questioning what to say, how to act, and whether they're doing the right thing. This overthinking leads to hesitation, self-doubt, and ultimately a lack of confidence. If you're stuck in your own mind, you're not fully present, and that can make you appear uncertain, nervous, or awkward, all of which can kill attraction. The Stoics taught that overanalysis and anxiety come from being too attached to outcomes that we cannot control. In the realm of dating, this manifests as worrying about whether she likes you, what she thinks of you, or whether you're saying the right thing. When you're overly concerned with these thoughts, you're not actually connecting with the person in front of you. Instead, you're trapped in an internal dialogue of self-doubt. Women are highly attuned to this kind of energy and can sense when a man is unsure of himself. To break free from this pattern, the key is to get out of your head and focus on taking action. Don't worry about crafting the perfect line or impressing her with clever words. Instead, engage with her naturally and confidently. If you're too concerned about impressing her, you give off an air of neediness, which is a major turn-off. Women are drawn to men who act with purpose and confidence, those who take action rather than overthink every little detail. It's about being authentic, relaxed, and comfortable in your own skin, regardless of the outcome. One way to do this is to focus on the present moment and enjoy the conversation for what it is, rather than worrying about where it might lead. Stop trying to control every aspect of the interaction and allow things to flow naturally. This aligns with Stoic teachings on accepting what is and letting go of the need to control what is beyond our reach. When you embrace the present moment, you project a sense of calm and confidence, which makes you much more attractive. It's important to remember that overthinking can paralyze you and lead to missed opportunities. If you spend too much time in your head, debating whether or not to make a move, someone else will swoop in and take the lead. Action is always more attractive than indecision. The Stoics emphasized the importance of action in life. They believed that we should act in accordance with our values and trust the process, rather than becoming trapped in endless analysis. In dating, this means not second-guessing yourself or obsessing over what she might think. Instead, take initiative, lead the conversation, and make decisions with confidence. Getting out of your head also means letting go of the fear of rejection. Many men overthink because they're afraid of making a mistake or being rejected. But rejection is a natural part of life, and the Stoics believed that it is not the rejection itself that matters, but how you respond to it. Instead of fearing rejection, embrace it as a learning experience. Each time you take action, regardless of the outcome, you grow more confident and resilient. This resilience and fearlessness are extremely attractive to women because they show that you are secure in yourself. Additionally, being present in the moment allows you to actually listen to what she's saying rather than thinking about your next move. Women appreciate men who pay attention and engage in meaningful conversations. When you're not caught up in your own thoughts, you can genuinely connect with her, ask thoughtful questions, and respond in a way that shows you're truly interested in what she has to say. This level of attentiveness is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates that you're confident enough to focus on her rather than being consumed by your own internal doubts. In conclusion, getting out of your head and embracing confidence through action is a habit that will make women go crazy for you. Stop overanalyzing every detail and focus on being present, confident, and authentic in your interactions. The Stoic approach teaches us to accept what we cannot control and to focus on what we can, our actions. By letting go of self-doubt and embracing action, you'll project a powerful sense of confidence and calm, making you irresistible to women. Chapter 3. Listen to her actions, not her words. A crucial habit that will make women go crazy for you is learning to listen to her actions rather than just her words. While communication is important in any relationship, actions often speak louder than words, especially in the early stages of attraction. Women, like everyone else, sometimes say one thing but mean another, either because they're unsure of their feelings or because they're testing the waters. To truly understand her, you need to pay attention to what she does, not just what she says. The Stoics were masters of understanding human nature, and one of their key teachings is to observe the reality of a situation rather than being swayed by surface-level appearances. In the context of relationships, this means focusing on her behavior to determine her true feelings. For example, she might say she's interested in getting to know you, but if she's constantly unavailable, cancels plans, or seems distant, her actions are telling you something different. On the other hand, a woman might not openly express her affection for you with words, but if she consistently makes time for you, initiates contact, and shows genuine interest in your life, her actions reveal her true feelings. Understanding this dynamic is essential because it helps you avoid being misled by words that may not fully reflect her intentions. It's easy to get caught up in what someone says, especially if you're eager to believe they're interested. But the Stoics teach us to look beyond mere words and to trust what is actually happening. In doing so, you'll be better equipped to gauge her level of interest and avoid wasting time on someone who isn't truly invested. This approach also ties into the concept of emotional resilience, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. By focusing on actions rather than words, you protect yourself from becoming too emotionally attached to what someone says in the moment. You remain grounded in reality, which allows you to make better decisions about whether or not to invest in the relationship. This emotional stability makes you more attractive because it shows that you're not easily swayed by words alone. You're confident enough to wait for proof through actions. Listening to her actions rather than her words also gives you a certain level of detachment, which women find attractive. It shows that you're not overly invested in hearing what you want to hear. You're observing and evaluating based on how she behaves. This creates a dynamic where she feels compelled to prove her interest through consistent effort, rather than just telling you what she thinks you want to hear. When she realizes that you're not easily swayed by empty promises or flattery, she'll be more inclined to take meaningful steps to win your attention. Additionally, paying attention to actions rather than words can help you avoid being manipulated. Some people may say things they don't mean in order to keep you around or to gain an advantage. By focusing on what she does, you're less likely to be deceived or misled. The Stoics valued truth and integrity, and this habit allows you to navigate relationships with a clearer understanding of what's real and what's not. In conclusion, listening to her actions rather than her words is a powerful habit that will make women go crazy for you. It aligns with the Stoic principle of observing reality rather than being swayed by appearances. By focusing on her behavior, you gain a deeper understanding of her true feelings and avoid the pitfalls of being misled by words. This approach not only helps you build stronger, more genuine connections, but also enhances your emotional resilience, making you even more attractive to women. Chapter 4. Be comfortable with sex. Being comfortable with sex is another essential habit that will make women go crazy for you. Many men feel awkward, unsure, or overly self-conscious when it comes to intimacy, which can negatively impact the connection they have with a woman. Confidence in the bedroom, just like in other areas of life, is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates a level of self-assuredness that women find irresistible. Stoicism teaches that we should approach all aspects of life, including our desires, with clarity and understanding. This includes sexual desire. Rather than seeing sex as a taboo or uncomfortable topic, the Stoics would encourage you to embrace it as a natural and important part of human connection. When you're comfortable with your own sexuality, you project a sense of ease and confidence that puts her at ease as well. Women are drawn to men who are comfortable with intimacy because it shows that you're confident in your own body and desires. This doesn't mean you should be overly aggressive or pushy. True confidence in intimacy is about being present, respectful, and attuned to her needs. It's about creating a safe and comfortable space where both of you can explore your desires without pressure or judgment. Women want to feel desired, but they also want to feel respected and understood. By approaching sex with a calm, confident demeanor, you make her feel secure and appreciated, which deepens the emotional connection. The Stoics believed in self-control and balance, even in the pursuit of pleasure. This means being confident in your sexuality, but also being mindful of her boundaries and needs. When you're able to strike this balance, you create a dynamic that is both exciting and respectful, making her more drawn to you both emotionally and physically. In conclusion, being comfortable with sex is a powerful habit that will make women go crazy for you. Confidence in intimacy reflects a deep level of self-assuredness, which women find incredibly attractive. By approaching sex with a balance of desire and respect, you create a connection that is both physical and emotional, making her more invested in the relationship. Chapter 5. Develop an abundance mindset. Developing an abundance mindset is one of the most transformative habits you can adopt to make women go crazy for you. An abundance mindset means understanding that there are countless opportunities available to you, both in relationships and life. Instead of operating from a place of scarcity, where you fear losing a woman or feel desperate for her attention, you develop a mentality that there are always other options. This mindset is incredibly attractive because it signals confidence, independence, and emotional security, all of which are qualities that women instinctively gravitate toward. The Stoics believed that attachment to specific outcomes is what leads to suffering. They taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own actions and attitudes, while letting go of attachment to external things, including people. In relationships, this translates to not feeling the need to cling to any one woman or feel like she is your only chance at happiness. When you develop an abundance mindset, you're no longer operating out of fear of loss or rejection. You recognize that there are many women out there, and your happiness or success is not contingent on any single outcome. When you embrace this mentality, you start to shift the power dynamic in your favor. Instead of seeking validation from her or trying to impress her constantly, you become the one who decides where to invest your time and energy. This shift is profound, as it moves you from a place of neediness and insecurity to one of confidence and control. Women are highly attuned to this difference. They can sense when a man has options and isn't desperate for their approval. This doesn't mean you act arrogantly or dismissively, but rather that you have a quiet confidence, a sense of self-worth that makes you naturally more desirable. A key aspect of the abundance mindset is emotional independence. You're not relying on any one person for your happiness or sense of self-worth. This emotional security is incredibly appealing because it shows that you can stand on your own 2 feet. Women are drawn to men who are strong and independent, not those who are emotionally dependent on them for validation. When you have an abundance mindset, you're not afraid to walk away from a relationship or a situation that doesn't align with your values or goals. You're not tied down by the fear of losing her because you know there are always other opportunities. This mindset also frees you from the fear of rejection. In fact, rejection becomes less of a big deal because you know there are countless other women who would be interested in you. When you're no longer emotionally invested in the outcome of every interaction, you become more relaxed, more at ease, and more in control. This kind of emotional resilience is incredibly attractive. Women can sense when a man is not emotionally fragile or dependent on their response to feel good about himself. Rejection simply becomes a part of life, not a defining moment of failure, because your self-esteem is no longer tied to the approval of any one person. An abundance mindset doesn't mean you treat women as disposable or interchangeable. It means that you know your worth and won't settle for anything less than what you deserve. You are selective because you have options. You're not clinging to a woman out of fear that you won't find someone else. This selectivity naturally makes you more attractive, as women are drawn to men who know their value and are confident enough to be discerning in their choices. Another benefit of this mindset is that it reduces pressure in relationships. When you're not attached to a specific outcome, you allow the relationship to grow and develop naturally. You're not pushing for things to happen quickly, nor are you fearful of them ending. This kind of detachment allows for a more relaxed and enjoyable experience, which will make her feel more at ease around you. She won't feel like you're constantly trying to impress her or win her over because you're secure in knowing that if it works out, great, and if it doesn't, that's okay too. In conclusion, developing an abundance mindset is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt to make women go crazy for you. It aligns with Stoic principles of non-attachment and emotional resilience, allowing you to approach relationships with confidence, independence, and self-assurance. Women are naturally drawn to men who embody this mindset because it signals that you're emotionally secure, not desperate for their attention, and confident in your own value. By embracing the vast number of opportunities available to you, you'll find that not only do you attract more women, but you also build deeper, more meaningful connections with the ones who truly matter. Chapter 6: Master Emotional Self-Control. One of the most attractive traits you can develop is mastering emotional self-control. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have a strong handle on their emotions, as it signals strength, maturity, and reliability. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or being cold. Rather, it's about being able to respond to situations with calmness and thoughtfulness, rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. By mastering this habit, you become someone who exudes a sense of inner peace and stability, qualities that women find incredibly appealing. In the dating world, emotional self-control is vital because women, especially in the early stages of attraction, will often test your emotional resilience, whether consciously or unconsciously. These tests might come in the form of teasing, delayed responses, or pulling back slightly to gauge how you react. If you become flustered, insecure, or overly emotional in response, it can be a major turn-off because it signals that you're not in control of yourself. On the other hand, if you remain calm, confident, and composed, you demonstrate emotional strength, which is not only rare but highly desirable. The Stoics believed deeply in the importance of mastering one's emotions. They taught that we should not let external events control our internal state. This philosophy is especially relevant in relationships, where emotional ups and downs can feel overwhelming at times. The key is to maintain a sense of balance and calmness, no matter what happens. If she pulls away or tests your patience, your ability to stay centered and unaffected will make you stand out from the majority of men who might react with insecurity or frustration. You'll radiate a sense of emotional independence and security, making her more attracted to you. It's important to note that emotional self-control doesn't mean becoming emotionally distant or robotic. It's not about shutting off your feelings or refusing to express them. Instead, it's about having the awareness and strength to manage your emotions wisely. In dating, this means being thoughtful in how you communicate, particularly during moments of tension or conflict. When a disagreement or difficult conversation arises, your ability to stay calm and avoid emotional outbursts will make her respect you more. Women are drawn to men who can handle conflict maturely without becoming overly defensive or aggressive. It shows that you're not governed by impulse, but rather by a steady sense of self that is unshaken by minor setbacks. A woman's emotional tests aren't meant to hurt you, they are often a way for her to assess how strong you are emotionally. She wants to know if you can maintain composure under pressure and if you can handle her emotions as well. This is where emotional self-control becomes your greatest asset. When you can navigate these tests with ease, it sends a powerful message that you are confident, emotionally intelligent, and capable of leading in the relationship. Women find this kind of emotional resilience incredibly attractive because it provides them with a sense of security and trust in your stability. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions and our responses to external events. This is a crucial lesson in relationships, where you can't control how someone else feels or behaves, but you can control how you react. Mastering emotional self-control means not allowing yourself to be swayed by every little thing that happens. If she doesn't text back immediately, if she cancels plans, or if she seems distant for a day or two, you're able to stay calm and composed. This kind of emotional steadiness sets you apart from men who might panic or overreact, which is a major turn-off. Another key component of emotional self-control is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence involves being aware of not only your emotions, but also hers. When you can read her emotional cues and respond with understanding and empathy, you build a deeper connection. Women highly value emotional intelligence in a partner because it shows that you can handle the complexities of a relationship, including her emotional needs. By remaining composed and emotionally balanced, you create a space where she feels safe to express herself without worrying about how you might react. This fosters trust and deepens the emotional bond between you. One practical way to develop emotional self-control is through mindfulness and awareness. By being conscious of your emotions as they arise, you can choose how to respond rather than letting the emotions dictate your actions. This aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings, which emphasize the importance of being mindful of how we react to events and understanding that we have control over our responses, even if we can't control the event itself. Practicing mindfulness allows you to pause before reacting, giving you the space to choose a thoughtful, composed response instead of an impulsive one. Emotional self-control also involves letting go of the need for immediate gratification. Sometimes you'll need to sit with uncomfortable emotions without immediately reacting to them. By doing this, you build emotional resilience, which not only benefits your relationships, but also your overall sense of well-being. Women are instinctively attracted to men who can manage their emotions because it shows that you're capable of handling the inevitable challenges that life and relationships bring. In conclusion, mastering emotional self-control is a habit that will make women go crazy for you because it demonstrates strength, maturity, and reliability. The Stoics taught that we should not let external events dictate our internal state, and this principle applies perfectly to relationships. By staying calm and composed in the face of emotional challenges, you signal that you are a man who can handle anything life throws at you, and that kind of emotional resilience is incredibly attractive. Women will be drawn to your emotional steadiness, seeing you as someone they can trust and rely on, not just in moments of ease, but also in times of difficulty. Chapter 7: Be unapologetically yourself. Perhaps the most powerful habit of all is to be unapologetically yourself. In a world where many people try to conform to societal expectations or present a version of themselves they think others will like, authenticity stands out. Women are drawn to men who are genuine, confident in their own skin, and unafraid to show their true selves. Being authentic means embracing who you are, flaws and all, and not pretending to be someone you're not just to win her over. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on self-awareness and living in accordance with one's true nature. This means understanding who you are, what you value, and what you stand for, and being confident enough to live in alignment with those principles, no matter what others think. In dating, this translates to being authentic in your interactions with women. Instead of trying to say what you think she wants to hear or acting in a way that's not true to yourself, you show up as the real you, without fear of judgment or rejection. Authenticity is incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of trust and openness. When you're unapologetically yourself, you're signaling that you're not afraid of being vulnerable or judged, which makes her feel more comfortable being herself around you. This creates a deeper, more genuine connection because it's built on mutual respect and honesty rather than on pretense or superficial charm. Women want to be with someone who is real, not someone who is constantly trying to impress or fit into a mold. Moreover, when you're authentic, you naturally attract women who are genuinely interested in who you are. There's no need to play games or pretend to be someone else because the right women will be drawn to your true personality. This is much more sustainable in the long run, as you're not building a relationship based on false impressions or unrealistic expectations. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with your nature, and in relationships, this means being true to who you are, rather than putting on a facade to gain someone's approval. Authenticity also means owning your mistakes and imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and pretending to be can actually create more distance in a relationship. When you're open about your flaws and shortcomings, it shows that you're secure enough in yourself to admit them. Women find this kind of vulnerability attractive because it demonstrates emotional strength. It takes confidence to be open about your imperfections, and this level of self-awareness is far more attractive than trying to maintain a flawless image. Being unapologetically yourself also allows you to set clear boundaries. When you know who you are and what you want, you're not afraid to stand up for yourself or walk away from situations that don't align with your values. Women are attracted to men who have a strong sense of self and who don't compromise their integrity just to please others. By being true to yourself, you show that you're not dependent on her approval or validation, which in turn makes you more desirable. In conclusion, being unapologetically yourself is the ultimate habit that will make women go crazy for you. It aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings of living authentically and with integrity. By embracing who you are and being confident in your own skin, you'll naturally attract women who are drawn to your true self. Authenticity creates deeper connections, fosters trust, and makes you stand out in a world where many people are afraid to be real. Women are irresistibly drawn to men who are genuine, confident, and unapologetically themselves. And there you have it, 7 simple habits that 99% of women will go crazy for. These aren't just tricks or mind games. They're principles rooted in Stoic philosophy that will help you become the best version of yourself. Remember, the key is to master self-control, embrace authenticity, and develop a mindset of abundance. When you live by these habits, not only will women be drawn to you, but you'll also cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships. If you found value in this episode, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your thoughts or any stories you want to share. We'd love to hear about your experiences. And don't forget to watch the entire video, especially Chapter 5, It's a Game Changer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. The Stoics, throughout their long and meaningful lives, mastered the art of understanding human behavior, particularly when it came to relationships. They believed that relationships, like life, should bring balance, peace, and growth, not chaos or unnecessary suffering. The Stoics would advise us to recognize when someone no longer aligns with our values or when a relationship has become a source of negativity. It's crucial to know when to let go, to preserve your emotional well-being and inner peace. In today's episode, we'll be diving into 7 huge signs that you need to let a woman go. We'll explore the patterns and behaviors that show when a relationship is no longer healthy for you and why it's essential to take action when these red flags appear. Stick around until the end for all 7 signs, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts or experiences below. Let's get started. Chapter 1: She drains your energy. The first and most telling sign that you need to let a woman go is when she consistently drains your energy. Relationships should be mutually uplifting, providing a space for growth, support, and happiness. However, if you find that instead of feeling invigorated after spending time with her, you're left emotionally exhausted, anxious, or even burdened, it's a major red flag. Emotional exhaustion in a relationship usually results from dealing with constant negativity. This could take the form of endless complaining, dramatic emotional outbursts, or excessive neediness. A woman who drains your energy may expect you to always be her emotional crutch, solving her problems, or constantly reassuring her. She might always be in crisis mode, seeking your attention and support at the expense of your own well-being. Over time, this dynamic not only wears you down but also begins to overshadow the positive aspects of the relationship. You may start to feel like you're constantly giving while getting very little in return. You could find yourself mentally preparing before spending time with her, knowing that you'll need to manage her emotions, calm her down, or provide support for yet another problem. This doesn't just sap your emotional energy, it also affects your mental and physical well-being. The stress of navigating this type of relationship can lead to anxiety, fatigue, and a sense of dread whenever you think about her. The Stoics believed that emotional balance and inner peace were essential components of a good life. According to their teachings, allowing someone to consistently disrupt your peace goes against the Stoic principle of maintaining personal well-being. They would advise that while compassion is important, you cannot allow yourself to be consumed by someone else's emotional instability. You have to recognize when a relationship is no longer serving you and when staying in it is costing you more than it's worth. Constant emotional demands are unsustainable in the long term. If you find that you're continually sacrificing your own mental health to help her cope with her issues, it's likely that the relationship is no longer a positive influence in your life. One of the key signs of an unhealthy relationship is when you're more focused on managing her emotions than living your own life. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of things that are beyond your influence. In this context, while you can support a partner to some extent, you cannot solve all of her problems. It is not your responsibility to be her emotional caretaker. If she consistently refuses to take accountability for her own emotional well-being or always seeks to offload her burdens onto you, it may be time to reassess the relationship. Moreover, a woman who is constantly draining your energy may also affect your other relationships and pursuits. You might find that you no longer have time or energy to invest in your friends, hobbies, or personal goals because so much of your focus is consumed by managing her emotional state. Over time, this imbalance can lead to resentment. You may begin to feel like you're losing parts of yourself because so much of your identity has become tied to being her support system. It's important to acknowledge that while relationships do require effort and compromise, they should never feel one-sided. If you're constantly giving and she's always taking, it's not a partnership, it's an unhealthy dynamic. And as much as you might care for her, staying in a relationship that depletes your energy and robs you of joy is not sustainable. One of the hallmarks of Stoicism is the idea of self-preservation, knowing when to walk away from situations that no longer contribute to your well-being. The Stoics would remind us that it is not selfish to prioritize your own peace. In fact, it's essential for living a balanced, fulfilled life. If a woman is constantly disrupting your peace of mind, it's a sign that she is not the right partner for you. Taking the step to end a relationship with someone who drains your energy can be difficult, especially if you've invested time and emotion into it. You might feel guilty or worry about how she will cope without you. But it's important to remember that you are not responsible for managing someone else's emotions, especially at the cost of your own happiness. Walking away doesn't make you a bad person, it's a necessary step for your well-being. In summary, if a woman leaves you feeling drained, anxious, or burdened after every interaction, it's a clear sign that the relationship is no longer healthy. Emotional exhaustion in a relationship is unsustainable, and continuing to invest in such a dynamic will only lead to further resentment and unhappiness. The Stoics would advise you to protect your inner peace and recognize when it's time to let go. Chapter 2. She is inconsistent. Another major sign that you need to let a woman go is her inconsistency. In any relationship, trust and reliability are key components of a healthy dynamic. When a woman's behavior is unpredictable, one day she's affectionate and attentive, and the next she's distant or cold, it creates a sense of emotional instability. This inconsistency can leave you constantly guessing where you stand, which ultimately leads to feelings of frustration, insecurity, and emotional exhaustion. Inconsistent behavior often manifests in different ways. She might cancel plans at the last minute, change her mind frequently about her feelings for you, or act hot and cold without any clear reason. One day she's all over you, showering you with attention, and the next day she's ghosting you or giving you the silent treatment. This back and forth dynamic can leave you in a constant state of confusion, wondering what went wrong or what you did to deserve her sudden change in mood. The Stoics emphasized the importance of stability and emotional resilience in relationships. They taught that uncertainty and unpredictability breed unnecessary anxiety, making it difficult to focus on what truly matters. When you're constantly dealing with someone who is emotionally inconsistent, it becomes nearly impossible to maintain your own inner peace and stability. This type of relationship keeps you on edge, forcing you to constantly adjust your behavior to suit her changing moods or whims. Inconsistent behavior can also be a form of manipulation, whether intentional or not. By keeping you guessing, she maintains a certain level of control over the relationship. You might find yourself doing more to please her, going out of your way to ensure she's happy, just to avoid her next withdrawal or cold shoulder. This can create an unhealthy dynamic where you're walking on eggshells, always trying to stay in her good graces. It's important to recognize that consistency is a foundation of a strong, healthy relationship. When someone is consistent in their actions and emotions, you can trust them and feel secure in the relationship. Inconsistency, on the other hand, leads to a lack of trust and emotional instability. The more unpredictable she is, the more you'll feel uncertain about the future of the relationship and your place in her life. Another issue with inconsistency is that it often prevents real emotional intimacy from developing. When someone is hot and cold, it's difficult to build a genuine connection because you never know if they'll be emotionally available when you need them. Emotional intimacy requires vulnerability and trust, both of which are undermined by inconsistency. Over time, you may start to feel distant or disconnected from her because her behavior doesn't allow for the deep emotional connection you're seeking. The Stoics believed in maintaining emotional equilibrium in relationships. They would advise that if someone's unpredictability is causing you distress or uncertainty, it's important to evaluate whether the relationship is worth the emotional cost. While relationships naturally have ups and downs, there's a difference between the normal ebb and flow of emotions and a pattern of erratic, unpredictable behavior. If you find yourself constantly waiting for her next mood swing, or if you feel like you're always trying to figure out where you stand, it may be time to consider letting her go. Emotional inconsistency creates a toxic environment where trust and stability cannot flourish. A healthy relationship should provide emotional security, not a roller coaster of unpredictable highs and lows. Ultimately, inconsistent behavior is a red flag that signals deeper issues in the relationship. If she's unable or unwilling to be emotionally consistent, it's unlikely that the relationship will develop into something stable or fulfilling. Letting go of someone who is inconsistent is a necessary step toward protecting your own emotional well-being and finding a partner who can offer you the stability and reliability you deserve. Chapter 3: She is disrespectful. Respect is a fundamental aspect of any healthy relationship. Without it, trust, communication, and emotional connection all break down. One of the clearest signs that you need to let a woman go is if she consistently disrespects you. Disrespect can come in many forms: belittling comments, dismissive behavior, or outright rude actions. If a woman doesn't respect you, the relationship is doomed to fail. Disrespect can manifest in both subtle and overt ways. She might make sarcastic remarks about your appearance, intelligence, or abilities, often under the guise of just joking. Or she might ignore your opinions and dismiss your feelings when you try to express them. Over time, these small acts of disrespect can erode your self-esteem and confidence, making you feel undervalued in the relationship. A woman who truly cares about you will show respect in her words and actions. Even during disagreements, respect should be maintained. However, if she consistently talks down to you, disregards your boundaries, or treats you with contempt, it's a sign that she doesn't value you as a partner. No matter how strong your feelings for her, staying in a relationship where respect is lacking will only lead to frustration and resentment. The Stoics believed that respect is an essential element of any relationship. They would argue that without mutual respect, a relationship cannot thrive. Stoicism teaches us to value our own dignity and not tolerate disrespect from others. If someone continually disrespects you, it's a sign that they don't value you, and it's time to let them go. Disrespect also often escalates over time. What starts as minor jabs or teasing can quickly turn into more serious forms of verbal or emotional abuse. If she constantly undermines you or makes you feel inadequate, it's crucial to recognize that this behavior is unacceptable. No relationship is worth sacrificing your self-respect or dignity. In relationships, mutual respect is the foundation of a strong emotional connection. When a woman disrespects you, it shows that she doesn't see you as an equal partner. This power imbalance can lead to unhealthy dynamics where one partner consistently feels inferior or unworthy. Over time, this will erode the emotional bond between you and make it impossible to maintain a healthy, loving relationship. If you find yourself constantly defending your self-worth or trying to prove yourself to a woman who disrespects you, it's a clear sign that the relationship is no longer serving your best interests. Respect cannot be forced or earned through effort. It must be mutual and given freely. Without it, the relationship will always feel unbalanced and unfulfilling. The Stoics would advise that when you recognize a lack of respect in a relationship, it's time to walk away. Staying in a disrespectful relationship only causes further emotional harm and prevents you from finding a partner who truly values and respects you. Protect your dignity and prioritize your own well-being by letting go of a woman who doesn't show you the respect you deserve. Chapter 4. She's manipulative. A critical sign that you need to let a woman go is if she engages in manipulative behavior. Manipulation can take many forms, but it typically involves using emotional tactics to control or influence your actions in subtle yet harmful ways. A manipulative woman might use guilt, threats, or passive-aggressive behavior to steer situations in her favor, often disregarding your needs and well-being. If you constantly feel like you're being emotionally played or pushed into uncomfortable situations, it's a glaring red flag that the relationship is toxic. Manipulative behavior is often subtle at first, making it difficult to spot. For example, she may try to make you feel guilty for not meeting her demands, framing her disappointment in a way that makes you feel responsible for her happiness. She might play the victim, twisting situations so that any conflict seems to be your fault. Other times, she may withhold affection or give you the silent treatment as a form of punishment, all to manipulate you into compliance. These tactics are designed to keep you on edge, feeling like you must cater to her needs constantly to avoid conflict or emotional turmoil. Over time, this emotional strain can weigh you down, leading to resentment, confusion, and feelings of helplessness. From a Stoic perspective, manipulation is a violation of emotional integrity. Stoics placed great value on truth, honesty, and clear communication, all elements essential to a healthy relationship. Manipulation goes against these principles, creating an imbalance where one person seeks to control the other through dishonesty and psychological games. A woman who manipulates you is not respecting your autonomy or treating you as an equal partner. Instead, she's prioritizing her own desires and emotional needs over the health of the relationship. In doing so, she's undermining the trust and mutual respect necessary for any strong bond to flourish. The emotional confusion that arises from manipulative behavior can be particularly damaging. You may start doubting your own judgment, questioning whether you're overreacting, or even wondering if you're the one at fault. This is because manipulative tactics are specifically designed to destabilize your sense of certainty, making it easier for her to control the narrative of your relationship. Over time, this emotional instability can erode your self-confidence, leaving you feeling vulnerable and constantly on guard, trying to avoid her next manipulative move. Healthy relationships should be built on trust, honesty, and mutual respect, qualities that cannot coexist with manipulation. When one person continually tries to control the other, whether through emotional blackmail, guilt-tripping, or passive-aggressive tactics, the relationship becomes a battleground of power dynamics rather than a partnership of equals. If you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're constantly being manipulated, it's important to recognize that this behavior is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a sign that the relationship is fundamentally flawed. The Stoics would argue that manipulation is antithetical to a life of virtue and emotional stability. They taught that we must remain true to our values and protect our emotional well-being, even if it means walking away from situations that harm us. When manipulation becomes a consistent pattern in a relationship, it's time to let go. You cannot build a fulfilling, healthy partnership with someone who uses control tactics to get their way. Walking away from manipulation is not only an act of self-preservation, but also a step toward creating space for a relationship grounded in mutual respect and genuine love. By freeing yourself from a manipulative relationship, you safeguard your peace of mind and emotional health, both of which are essential to living a balanced, fulfilling life. You also open yourself up to the possibility of finding a partner who values you for who you are and communicates openly and honestly, without the need for games or manipulation. Chapter 5. She's disloyal. One of the most undeniable signs that it's time to let a woman go is if she shows any form of disloyalty. Trust is the cornerstone of a strong and healthy relationship. Without it, everything else falls apart: your peace of mind, the emotional connection, and the foundation you've built together. Disloyalty can manifest in many forms, ranging from emotional cheating and physical infidelity to secretive behavior and untrustworthy actions. When the person you care about violates your trust, the very essence of your bond starts to unravel, leaving you in a state of constant suspicion and insecurity. Disloyalty is not always as obvious as physical cheating. More often than not, it starts with smaller, subtler behaviors that gradually chip away at the trust you once had. This can include her engaging in inappropriate flirtations, creating emotional connections with other men that cross established boundaries, or keeping secrets from you. You might notice her texting someone behind your back, hiding details about her whereabouts, or developing close relationships with other men in ways that make you uncomfortable. Even if she isn't physically unfaithful, these actions can still erode the trust between you. They signal a lack of respect for your relationship and open the door to greater infidelity or emotional disconnection down the line. Stoic philosophy places immense value on integrity, honesty, and loyalty. According to the Stoics, one of the key components of a virtuous life is living in accordance with your values, which includes maintaining honest and trustworthy relationships. A woman who disrespects or disregards the principles of loyalty and honesty in your relationship is fundamentally violating these core values. The Stoics would argue that allowing someone to repeatedly break your trust can harm your sense of self-respect and peace of mind. You owe it to yourself to recognize when the foundation of trust has been compromised beyond repair, and to step away from relationships that no longer align with your values of truthfulness and loyalty. Being in a relationship where trust is absent creates a heavy mental burden. The constant need to question her actions, wondering whether she's being truthful or hiding something, leads to a state of paranoia and emotional turmoil. You may find yourself second-guessing everything she says, checking her phone or social media, or worrying about what she's doing when she's not with you. This mental strain can seep into every area of your life, draining your energy and preventing you from focusing on your personal goals, passions, and well-being. Relationships are meant to provide a sense of security and support, not anxiety, doubt, and suspicion. Disloyalty can also deal a significant blow to your self-esteem. When a woman you care about seeks attention from others, flirts with other men behind your back, or engages in any disloyal behavior, it can make you feel inadequate or undervalued. This can lead to feelings of unworthiness, causing you to question your self-worth and driving you into a cycle of trying to win her approval or fight for her loyalty. You may find yourself bending over backward to please her, even though her actions clearly show that she doesn't value the trust you've given her. This kind of emotional labor not only diminishes your self-esteem, but also deepens your emotional dependence on someone who isn't treating you with the respect you deserve. The Stoics often taught that we must learn to accept things as they are, not as we wish them to be. While it may be difficult to accept that someone you care about has been disloyal, it's important to face this reality head-on. Ignoring or rationalizing disloyal behavior only prolongs your suffering and makes it harder to walk away when the relationship no longer serves your well-being. The painful truth is that if a woman has broken your trust, the relationship is already on shaky ground. No matter how much you care for her, a relationship built on deceit and disloyalty is destined to crumble like a house built on sand. Loyalty is not just about being faithful in a romantic sense. It's about being fully committed to your partner, standing by them through their ups and downs, and maintaining honesty and integrity in all your interactions. A loyal partner will prioritize the relationship and always act with your best interests in mind. She will not engage in behaviors that make you question her commitment or create unnecessary stress and insecurity in your life. If a woman is unable to meet these standards, if she cannot be fully trusted to honor your relationship, it's a sign that she's not the right partner for you. Letting go of a disloyal partner is undeniably difficult, especially when you've invested time, emotion, and energy into the relationship. However, staying with someone who continuously breaks your trust will only lead to more pain and disappointment in the future. The Stoics would remind you that your time and energy are precious resources, and you should not waste them on relationships that do not reflect your values of loyalty, integrity, and mutual respect. In conclusion, if a woman demonstrates disloyalty, whether through infidelity, dishonesty, or secretive behavior, it's time to step back and reevaluate the relationship. A relationship without trust is inherently unstable, and no matter how much you may care for her, it will never be a healthy, supportive partnership. By letting her go, you free yourself from the emotional burden of distrust and create space for a relationship built on loyalty, honesty, and mutual respect. You deserve to be with someone who values your trust and is committed to maintaining a loyal, lasting connection. Chapter 6. She's self-centered. One of the most frustrating signs that you need to let a woman go is if she's excessively self-centered. A relationship should be a balanced exchange of love, support, and effort from both partners. But when a woman is self-centered, she prioritizes her own needs, wants, and feelings over yours. This can leave you feeling neglected, undervalued, and like your needs don't matter. A self-centered woman will often expect you to cater to her desires while giving little in return. She might constantly talk about herself, expect you to make sacrifices for her, and show little interest in your thoughts or feelings. Over time, this imbalance can create resentment as you realize that you're putting in all the effort while she takes without giving back. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and in relationships, that includes managing our own expectations and boundaries. A relationship with a self-centered person is inherently one-sided, and if you continue to invest in someone who doesn't reciprocate, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The Stoics would advise letting go of relationships where mutual respect and consideration are lacking. A self-centered woman may also manipulate you into believing that her needs are more important than yours. She might guilt-trip you into doing things for her, play the victim when things don't go her way, or dismiss your concerns by making everything about her. This kind of behavior can make you feel emotionally drained and unappreciated, as if your role in the relationship is to serve her rather than being an equal partner. The longer you stay in a relationship with a self-centered person, the more you'll start to lose sight of your own needs and desires. You may find yourself constantly compromising, sacrificing your own happiness to keep her satisfied. But no matter how much you give, it will never be enough because a self-centered person is never truly satisfied. Healthy relationships are built on mutual care and consideration. Both partners should feel valued and heard, with each person contributing to the well-being of the other. If you're with someone who only takes and never gives, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. You deserve a partner who listens to you, cares about your needs, and is willing to put in the effort to make the relationship work. Stoic philosophy encourages us to pursue balance and harmony in all aspects of life, including relationships. If you're constantly feeling unbalanced because you're giving more than you're receiving, it's a sign that the relationship is not aligned with these principles. Letting go of a self-centered partner frees you to find someone who values you as an equal and is willing to put in the effort to make the relationship mutually fulfilling. Chapter 7. She doesn't support your goals. A significant indicator that it's time to let a woman go is when she fails to support your goals and ambitions. In a fulfilling and healthy relationship, both partners should inspire, uplift, and encourage each other to grow and pursue their dreams. If a woman is indifferent to or even discourages your goals, this signals a deeper problem, She may not genuinely care about your happiness, success, or long-term well-being. A lack of support can create a toxic environment that stifles your progress and leaves you feeling emotionally drained and unfulfilled. Support in a relationship is not just about superficial encouragement, it's about standing by each other through challenges, offering motivation during difficult times, and celebrating victories together. A woman who truly cares about you will take pride in your achievements and show enthusiasm for your aspirations. However, if she dismisses your dreams, ridicules your goals, or even subtly undermines your efforts, this can be demoralizing. You may begin to feel like your ambitions don't matter, or worse, that you must choose between your relationship and your personal growth. Such a dynamic can erode your sense of purpose and leave you feeling trapped and unmotivated. From a Stoic perspective, living a life aligned with your values and purpose is essential. The Stoics emphasized the importance of pursuing personal growth and self-improvement as part of living a virtuous life. A partner who discourages or fails to support this journey is acting in opposition to your personal evolution. A woman who belittles or ignores your aspirations is not helping you move forward, she's holding you back from realizing your full potential. In a healthy relationship, both individuals push each other to become the best versions of themselves. Without this mutual support, the partnership is imbalanced and ultimately unsustainable. The lack of support from a woman may not always be blatant. Sometimes, it comes in more subtle forms, such as dismissive comments, indifference, or passive discouragement. She might downplay your successes, change the subject when you talk about your passions, or even make you feel guilty for investing time and energy into your personal projects. Over time, these behaviors can wear away at your confidence, leading you to question whether your goals are even worth pursuing. But the issue isn't your ambitions. The real problem is her lack of interest and support in your growth. A partner who truly values you will act as your biggest cheerleader. She will show genuine interest in your dreams, offer constructive feedback when appropriate, and encourage you to keep going even when the path gets tough. Her support will feel unwavering, even when you face setbacks or challenges. In contrast, a woman who diminishes your goals reveals her lack of investment in your long-term happiness. Her actions may suggest that she doesn't envision a future where both of you can grow together, or worse, that she's more concerned with her own needs than with building a future based on mutual support. Letting go of someone who doesn't support your goals can be challenging, particularly if the relationship has been a long-term investment. You may feel conflicted, wondering if you're giving up on something that could improve with time. However, staying in a relationship where your growth is stunted by someone's lack of support will only lead to frustration and resentment. The Stoics would advise that your time, energy, and talents are valuable resources. Wasting them on someone who doesn't appreciate or encourage your growth is a disservice to yourself and your potential. When a woman doesn't support your goals, it's not just an issue of compatibility, it's a reflection of her priorities in the relationship. A supportive partner will recognize the importance of your aspirations and align herself with your journey. She'll celebrate your milestones and offer strength during setbacks. In contrast, a woman who fails to engage with your personal growth is showing you that the relationship is not serving your higher purpose. Letting her go will free you from emotional weight and give you the space to pursue your dreams without feeling burdened by someone who doesn't share or support your vision. In conclusion, a relationship should be a place where both partners encourage each other's personal and professional growth. If a woman doesn't support your goals, it's a major sign that the relationship is not aligned with your long-term happiness and fulfillment. Letting her go, while difficult, will open the door to opportunities for growth, both in your personal life and in finding someone who genuinely believes in and supports your dreams. You deserve a partner who walks beside you, motivating you every step of the way, and celebrating the achievements you both strive for. Freeing yourself from someone who stifles your growth is the first step toward living your fullest, most authentic life. In life and relationships, The Stoics taught us that we must always protect our peace, honor our values, and pursue what contributes to our growth. If a woman in your life is consistently draining your energy, being disrespectful, inconsistent, or failing to support your goals, it's essential to recognize these signs for what they are, indicators that this relationship is no longer serving you. Letting go of someone can be difficult, but true strength comes from knowing when it's time to move on. As you work towards becoming the best version of yourself, surround yourself with people who uplift and empower you, not those who hold you back. If you resonated with any of the points we discussed today, remember that you deserve a relationship where you are respected, supported, and valued. Be sure to prioritize your well-being and make decisions that align with your long-term happiness. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your story might just help someone else going through a similar situation. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep living with purpose. The Stoics, known for their deep understanding of human nature, also mastered the psychology of relationships, including the dynamics between men and women. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and composed in the face of emotional turbulence, to maintain our power and control, and to build relationships on the foundation of mutual respect and purpose. Today, we'll be delving into 7 powerful yet subtle psychological tricks that most men are completely unaware of, tricks that can make her feel irresistibly drawn to you. These tactics aren't about manipulation in a negative sense, but rather about shifting the dynamics of power and attraction in a way that fuels desire. Stay tuned until the end because in Chapter 5, we reveal a critical approach that can change how she views you forever. As always, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share your thoughts or stories in the comments below. Let's dive into these 7 key tactics that only 1% of men truly understand. Chapter 1: Minimal to no compliments. One of the most powerful yet subtle tactics to get her hooked is to minimize or entirely withhold compliments. While this approach may seem counterintuitive, there's a psychological reason why it works so effectively. In today's world, especially with social media and modern dating culture, women are often showered with compliments and validation, both online and in real life. Whether it's from strangers in her DMs or guys she meets in person, most men attempt to win a woman's affection through constant praise, believing that flattery will make her more interested. But here's the truth. When something is given too freely, it loses its value. Compliments, especially when overused, can quickly become hollow and expected. Women who are used to constant validation start to see these compliments as background noise rather than something special or meaningful. Most men make the mistake of overusing compliments in an attempt to boost her ego, but this only places them in the same category as every other guy. The Stoics, who mastered human nature, knew that scarcity creates value. The principle of Stoicism is to refrain from excess, whether in actions, words, or emotions. By holding back compliments, you tap into this philosophy. The less you compliment her, the more she will begin to notice, and in time, she will start to crave that rare moment when you actually do praise her. In the absence of constant validation, she'll start to wonder why she's not getting the same attention from you that she gets from others. She'll ask herself, why is he different? This curiosity plants a seed of intrigue and desire. The key to this tactic is not to be cold or indifferent, but to give compliments sparingly and only when they truly matter. For instance, instead of telling her she looks beautiful every time you see her, wait for a moment when she genuinely stands out or does something that impresses you. When you offer a compliment in these rare instances, it becomes far more significant. It's no longer just a generic statement, but rather something she will treasure because it's clear that you don't give praise lightly. This method flips the typical dynamic. Instead of you being the one chasing her approval through constant affirmation, she will now start seeking yours. By being less generous with your compliments, you are demonstrating that your validation is valuable and not something to be handed out carelessly. Over time, she'll begin working to earn that approval, becoming more invested in trying to impress you. She'll start thinking, what can I do to make him notice me? Why isn't he fawning over me like everyone else? Additionally, this approach speaks to a deeper element of attraction, confidence. Men who are constantly handing out compliments often come across as needy or insecure, as if they're trying to compensate for something. But a man who withholds praise displays an inner confidence that says, I don't need to flatter you to gain your interest. This confidence is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are self-assured and not easily swayed by outward appearances or societal expectations. This tactic also aligns with Stoic principles of maintaining emotional discipline and not letting external forces control your actions. Instead of rushing to flatter her, take a step back and observe. Compliments should come from a place of sincerity, not desperation. By mastering the art of withholding praise, you become someone whose words carry weight and meaning. You become the man whose validation she works for, rather than the one seeking her attention. The more you practice this, the more you'll notice the shift in dynamics. Women will begin to appreciate the compliments they receive from you much more because they know they are not easy to come by. Instead of being another guy in the background showering her with praise, you'll stand out as someone who is discerning and selective with your approval. This creates a psychological pull, making her crave your validation because it feels earned rather than freely given. In conclusion, giving minimal or no compliments creates a powerful sense of scarcity that increases the value of your attention and approval. Instead of blending into the background like every other man trying to win her over, you become the one who stands out by not following the crowd. When she realizes that your compliments are rare, she will seek them out more intensely, becoming emotionally invested in gaining your approval. Over time, this tactic can make her addicted to the idea of earning your validation, creating a dynamic where she is constantly seeking your attention rather than the other way around. Chapter 2. Challenge her. The second powerful tactic to make her intrigued and emotionally invested is to challenge her on what you're looking for in a woman. Many men fall into the trap of lowering their standards or going out of their way to impress a woman at any cost, thinking that being agreeable and easygoing will win her over. However, this approach often backfires as it makes you appear too eager to please or even desperate for her attention. Instead, one of the most effective ways to stand out and keep her hooked is by setting high standards and making it clear that you're seeking specific qualities in a partner, not just anyone will do. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of maintaining our values and not compromising for external validation or approval. This concept applies perfectly to relationships, where being firm about what you want in a woman sends a clear message: you respect yourself and are not willing to settle just for the sake of attention. When you challenge her to meet these standards, you immediately signal that your time and attention are valuable, and this piques her interest. Women want to feel that they are earning your approval, and by making her work to meet your expectations, you create a sense of excitement and challenge that is difficult to resist. When you let her know that you're seeking more than just physical attraction, qualities such as intelligence, kindness, emotional depth, or ambition, you differentiate yourself from the men who focus solely on surface-level traits. Women are accustomed to being admired for their looks, and while compliments are flattering, they can also feel shallow. By challenging her on a deeper level, you're saying, I'm not just interested in a pretty face, I'm looking for someone who can add real value to my life. This not only raises the stakes, but also makes her feel that she needs to prove herself worthy of the kind of relationship you're offering. It's no longer just about her impressing you with her looks, it's about her demonstrating that she can align with your values and goals. This tactic also taps into the Stoic idea of self-control and emotional restraint. It shows that you're not driven by base desires or seeking immediate gratification. Instead, you demonstrate that you're willing to take your time and find someone who truly meets your standards. This level of patience and discernment is incredibly attractive because it signals that you're not like other men who are easily swayed by superficial qualities. You're not the type to drop everything at the first sign of attention. You're holding out for something more meaningful. This makes you stand out as someone who values substance over style, and that's a quality that keeps women intrigued. Challenging her also encourages self-reflection. By making it clear what you're looking for, you subtly invite her to assess whether she measures up to those expectations. Just as men are drawn to challenges, so too are women. When they sense that a man is selective and holds high standards, they naturally become more motivated to prove themselves worthy. The dynamic shifts from you chasing her to her working to meet your expectations. This creates a powerful emotional connection as she becomes more invested in proving that she has what it takes to be the partner you're looking for. Additionally, by challenging her, you introduce a sense of mystery into the relationship. You're not laying everything out on the table or being overly eager to win her approval. Instead, you keep her guessing about what it will truly take to capture your interest. This sense of uncertainty is captivating and addictive. Women are naturally curious, and when they don't fully understand what's going on in your mind, they are drawn deeper into the relationship, eager to figure you out and impress you. This mystery keeps her engaged and constantly wondering how she can get closer to you. In conclusion, challenging her on what you're looking for in a woman flips traditional dating dynamics on their head. Instead of seeking her approval, you make it clear that you have high standards and expect her to meet them. This tactic aligns perfectly with Stoic principles of self-control, self-worth, and emotional restraint. By demonstrating that you're not easily impressed and are looking for more than just physical attraction, you create a dynamic where she feels compelled to rise to the challenge. This shift keeps her emotionally invested and eager to earn your approval, making her more intrigued and connected to you on a deeper level. Chapter 3: Plan dates in advance. Another powerful tactic that plays into the psychology of making her hooked is planning your dates well in advance. This might seem like a simple logistical decision, but in reality, it has a profound psychological effect on her mindset. Planning a date far ahead builds anticipation and keeps her thinking about you for days, or even weeks, before you actually meet. While most men are focused on the immediate, trying to schedule a date as soon as possible, those who understand the power of anticipation know how to make her crave the upcoming time together. Stoicism teaches the importance of patience and discipline. Planning a date far in advance demonstrates these qualities. It shows that you're not desperate to see her right away and that you have a life outside of pursuing her. This creates a sense of mystery and intrigue because you're not immediately available. You're busy, you have priorities, and she must wait to be a part of your life. This waiting period heightens her desire, making her think more about you as the date approaches. When a woman knows she has a date with you on the calendar days or weeks ahead, it builds psychological anticipation. She'll find herself thinking about you more often, wondering what the date will be like and mentally preparing for it. This time spent in anticipation creates emotional investment. Instead of simply agreeing to a last-minute outing, she's now actively looking forward to it, imagining the possibilities and building excitement. This emotional build-up makes the date itself feel more significant and special. Additionally, planning ahead demonstrates leadership and decisiveness, qualities that women find attractive. It shows that you're a man with a plan, someone who takes control and is not afraid to make decisions. This contrasts sharply with the indecisiveness or last-minute planning that many men fall into, and it sets you apart as someone who values their time and hers. Women appreciate a man who takes the initiative and plans something thoughtful, rather than someone who leaves everything to chance. Another subtle aspect of planning ahead is that it gives her the impression that your time is valuable. You're not someone who can be swayed by a whim or who is available at the drop of a hat. By scheduling a date in advance, you communicate that you have a life filled with responsibilities and interests, and she must fit into that schedule. This makes her feel that she is earning your time and attention rather than simply being granted it because you have nothing better to do. Lastly, planning a date in advance aligns with Stoic values of self-discipline and control. You're not rushing into things or seeking immediate gratification. Instead, you're pacing the relationship, allowing it to develop naturally over time. This controlled, measured approach keeps the emotional intensity balanced and ensures that she remains hooked on the idea of seeing you, rather than feeling overwhelmed or pressured. In conclusion, planning dates far in advance is more than just good logistics. It's a psychological tactic that builds anticipation and emotional investment. It demonstrates that you're a man of discipline, patience, and decisiveness. By making her wait and anticipate your time together, you increase her desire and make the eventual meeting feel more meaningful. In doing so, you set the tone for a dynamic where she is invested in your relationship, eagerly looking forward to every opportunity to spend time with you. Chapter 4: Don't lie about your relationship. One of the most effective strategies to make a woman emotionally invested in you is by being completely honest about your relationship intentions. Contrary to popular belief, deception and mind games don't lead to deeper connections. In fact, they usually have the opposite effect, creating mistrust and emotional distance. By being upfront about what you want and where you stand, you set yourself apart as a confident, self-assured man. This honesty will make you far more attractive and respected. In Stoic philosophy, integrity and truth are key virtues. The Stoics taught that living a life of honesty leads to inner peace and stronger connections with others. Lies and manipulation, however tempting in the short term, run counter to this wisdom. In relationships, deceit is particularly harmful. When you're clear and straightforward, whether you're seeking something serious, casual, or just exploring, you offer her the respect and dignity of transparency. Most men think they need to play games or hide their true intentions to maintain a woman's interest, but that only breeds confusion, mistrust, and eventually resentment. Honesty in a relationship creates a strong foundation of trust and dependability. Women are naturally drawn to men who are secure enough in themselves to be truthful and assertive about their desires. When you stand by your word and avoid playing games, it sends a clear signal of emotional strength and stability, qualities that women find deeply attractive. Over time, this transparency allows her to become more emotionally connected to you because she knows she can trust what you say. On the other hand, dishonesty will create cracks in the relationship. If you're vague or deceptive about your feelings or intentions, tension and insecurity will inevitably creep in. Even if you think you're sparing her feelings or avoiding a difficult conversation, the lack of transparency will erode the trust between you. Women are highly intuitive, and if she senses you're being dishonest or evasive, she'll start to question the entire relationship. The dynamic will shift from one of open communication to suspicion, and emotional distance will follow. Honesty also empowers her to make decisions based on reality, not illusions. By being truthful, you're allowing her the freedom to choose what's best for her, rather than manipulating her into a situation she might not fully understand. This shows that you respect her autonomy, which in turn makes you more appealing. She'll see that you're someone who values her enough to be honest and direct, which will deepen her respect and emotional investment in the relationship. Additionally, being upfront prevents unnecessary drama or heartbreak down the line. When both parties are clear about their expectations, it becomes easier to navigate the relationship without the emotional turmoil that dishonesty can bring. If she knows exactly where you stand, she won't waste time wondering or becoming anxious about your intentions. This kind of transparency fosters a healthy, low-drama connection built on mutual respect. In conclusion, being truthful about your relationship is a powerful tool for building lasting attraction. Stoicism teaches us that honesty and integrity form the foundation of strong relationships. When you are forthright about your intentions, you demonstrate emotional maturity, self-confidence, and respect for her as an individual. In the end, this level of honesty is not only attractive, but it also paves the way for deeper, more meaningful connections that are built to last. Chapter 5. Don't give too much attention. Another critical strategy to keep a woman emotionally invested is to avoid giving her too much attention. Many men fall into the trap of showering a woman with constant communication, texts, calls, and messages, thinking that being always present will make her feel loved and appreciated. However, the reality is that too much attention can backfire, leaving her feeling smothered rather than desired. When you're overly available, you eliminate the space that's necessary for emotional attraction and desire to naturally develop. In the teachings of Stoicism, balance is a key principle. The Stoics believed in the virtue of moderation, and the same applies to relationships. Just as they advised against extremes in emotions or actions, they would encourage balance in how much time and attention you give someone. By not overwhelming her with constant contact or being readily available at every moment, you create a valuable space for her to reflect on your relationship. When she doesn't hear from you for a while, she'll naturally start to think about you and miss your presence. This sense of emotional scarcity turns your time and attention into something precious that she longs to have more of. When you give too much attention, it can come across as needy, insecure, or overly invested in the relationship. Women are inherently drawn to men who have their own lives, passions, and goals, independent of the relationship. If you're constantly available and responding instantly, you may lose the air of mystery and independence that initially made you attractive. Maintaining some distance creates a sense of intrigue as she begins to wonder what you're doing and why you're not constantly seeking her out. She'll start to crave your attention and, in turn, work harder to earn it. Another critical aspect of this strategy is that it aligns with Stoic ideals of self-control and emotional restraint. The Stoics emphasized the importance of mastering one's emotions and not being reactive or impulsive. By not responding immediately to every text or always being eager to meet, you signal that you're in control of your time and emotions. This level of self-discipline is highly attractive because it shows that you're not ruled by emotional neediness or desperation. Instead, you're able to calmly assess the situation and respond in a way that maintains balance and harmony. Furthermore, this emotional restraint creates a dynamic where she becomes the one seeking your attention rather than you always pursuing her. She begins to wonder what you're up to, why you're not constantly available, and how she can capture more of your time. This shift in the dynamic keeps her emotionally engaged as she becomes more invested in trying to gain your attention and affection. By giving her space, you're also giving her the opportunity to appreciate your presence when you're around. If you're constantly texting or calling, there's no room for her to miss you, and the value of your presence diminishes. By contrast, when you strategically withhold some attention, every interaction becomes more meaningful. She'll begin to anticipate and cherish the moments you do spend together, making the relationship feel more exciting and fulfilling. Additionally, by not overwhelming her with attention, you're sending a clear message that you have your own life, ambitions, and priorities. This sense of independence is incredibly attractive to women. It shows that you're not entirely dependent on her for your happiness or fulfillment, which in turn makes her respect and admire you even more. When she sees that you're capable of thriving on your own, it elevates your status in her eyes, making her more likely to become emotionally attached. It's important to strike a balance, though. You don't want to play hard to get to the extent that she feels neglected or unappreciated. The key is to maintain a steady flow of attention and communication while still allowing space for her to miss you. This creates a healthy push-pull dynamic that keeps her invested in the relationship and eager to spend time with you. The Stoics also valued the principle of intention. When you do give her attention, make sure it's genuine and meaningful. Instead of mindlessly texting or calling just to check in, be deliberate in your interactions. Show her that when you're present, you're fully engaged and interested in her, but also that you have the discipline to pull back and focus on your own life when needed. This balance creates a powerful emotional connection as she learns to appreciate both your presence and your independence. In conclusion, not giving too much attention is a powerful tactic that aligns with Stoic principles of balance, self-control, and emotional restraint. By creating space in the relationship, you give her the opportunity to miss you, reflect on the value of your presence, and become more emotionally invested. Women are naturally drawn to men who maintain their independence, and by not overwhelming her with constant attention, you create a dynamic where she is actively working to earn your time and affection. This strategy builds a deeper emotional bond as she becomes addicted to the challenge and excitement of gaining your attention. Chapter 6: Master Emotional Control. One of the most underrated but powerful tactics to keep a woman intrigued and addicted is mastering emotional control. Most men make the mistake of being overly emotional, reactive, or dramatic in relationships. Whether it's anger, jealousy, or overexcitement, letting emotions drive your actions can quickly cause you to lose the upper hand in any romantic dynamic. The ability to stay calm, composed, and stoic in all situations not only makes you stand out, but also creates an emotional magnetism that women find irresistible. Stoicism teaches us to be in control of our emotions rather than being controlled by them. In relationships, this principle is crucial. A man who can maintain his calm in both good and challenging times shows emotional maturity and strength. Emotional outbursts, whether positive or negative, can make you appear unpredictable or unstable, which can be unattractive. Women are drawn to men who have a steady emotional compass, someone who doesn't get rattled easily and who can provide stability in any situation. For example, if she tries to provoke an argument or tests you by pushing your buttons, the worst thing you can do is react in a heated or emotional manner. This signals weakness and insecurity. Instead, if you remain composed and respond in a calm, measured way, you immediately demonstrate that you are in control, not just of your emotions, but of the entire situation. She will respect and be drawn to this emotional strength because it shows that you're not easily swayed by external circumstances. Maintaining emotional control also prevents you from appearing too eager or needy. Many men, when they feel that a woman is losing interest or becoming distant, will react with desperation, sending too many messages, asking for reassurance, or becoming overly emotional. This kind of behavior pushes women away, as it signals insecurity. Instead, if you remain calm and indifferent to temporary shifts in her behavior, you show that your happiness and emotional stability are not dependent on her attention. This makes her more intrigued and invested, as she sees that you are a man who can stand firm even when things are uncertain. Furthermore, mastering emotional control aligns with the Stoic value of self-discipline. When you practice self-restraint, especially in emotionally charged situations, you demonstrate that you have mastery over your inner world. This kind of self-discipline is rare and highly attractive. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't let their emotions dictate their actions, as it signals that you are someone who can be relied on in both good times and bad. In contrast, men who are overly emotional tend to lose respect and attraction over time. Whether it's through jealousy, anger, or neediness, letting your emotions control you will lead to a dynamic where she feels she has more power and control in the relationship. When she senses that you're emotionally dependent on her, she may begin to lose interest, as there is no longer a challenge or sense of mystery. Emotional control, on the other hand, keeps her intrigued and eager to maintain her emotional connection to you. In conclusion, mastering emotional control is a key tactic to keeping her emotionally addicted. By staying calm, composed, and stoic in all situations, you show emotional maturity and strength, which women find highly attractive. Emotional control prevents you from appearing needy or desperate, making her more invested in the relationship. In alignment with Stoic philosophy, This self-discipline allows you to maintain power and balance in your relationships, ensuring that she remains emotionally connected to you. One of the most potent tactics for keeping her intrigued and emotionally connected is unpredictability. Many men fall into the trap of becoming too predictable in their relationships, whether it's in their conversations, how they plan dates, or how they interact with her on a daily basis. When a relationship becomes predictable, it often feels stagnant, and that initial excitement fades. Women, by nature, are drawn to mystery, excitement, and adventure. One of the most effective ways to cultivate this energy is through unpredictable actions and behaviors, which keep the relationship lively and engaging. Stoicism teaches us to embrace life's uncertainties, and unpredictability in a relationship serves a similar purpose. When a woman can predict your every move, the sense of curiosity and excitement that fuels emotional connection diminishes. Being unpredictable adds a layer of mystery that keeps her invested in trying to figure you out. However, unpredictability doesn't mean being inconsistent or unreliable. It's about keeping her on her toes, never fully knowing what your next move will be. This keeps her mind actively engaged in the relationship, and that mental stimulation is key to maintaining her emotional attachment. For instance, rather than always texting or calling at the same time or responding immediately to her messages, vary your communication style. Sometimes reply quickly, and other times take your time. By doing so, you keep her wondering when she'll hear from you next. This simple shift can prevent the relationship from falling into a monotonous routine. Similarly, when planning dates, avoid falling into predictable patterns. If you typically plan a dinner and a movie, switch it up, take her on an unexpected adventure, introduce her to a new hobby, or change plans at the last minute to do something spontaneous. These surprises create excitement and keep the relationship dynamic, ensuring that she remains emotionally hooked. Unpredictability also aligns with the Stoic value of embracing change and impermanence. Stoicism encourages us to remain flexible and open to the ever-changing nature of life. When you're unpredictable in a relationship, you show her that you're adaptable, not rigid or stuck in your ways. This adaptability keeps her intrigued because she knows that being with you means that there will always be an element of surprise. Women admire men who can go with the flow, adjusting to different situations with ease. It demonstrates emotional intelligence and resilience, qualities that are incredibly attractive and ensure she stays engaged. Another key aspect of unpredictability is maintaining a sense of mystery about yourself. Don't reveal everything about your thoughts, feelings, or life goals too soon. Instead, let her uncover different aspects of who you are over time. This ongoing discovery process creates an emotional investment on her part, as she'll constantly want to learn more about you. The mystery you create ensures she remains curious, as she'll always feel that there's more to know. Once everything about you is revealed, the excitement of discovery fades. So, by maintaining this element of mystery, you ensure that her interest and attraction remain strong over time. It's crucial to strike a balance, though. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being unreliable or erratic in a way that causes insecurity or frustration. Consistent unpredictability, where you keep her guessing but never create anxiety, is the sweet spot. Be dependable when it matters, showing her that while you may surprise her, you're also someone she can rely on in moments of need. This balance of excitement and security is what will keep her both intrigued and emotionally attached. If you're too unpredictable, you risk creating instability in the relationship, which can lead to a lack of trust. But when managed correctly, unpredictability is a powerful tool that enhances emotional connection. In conclusion, unpredictability is an essential element in maintaining a woman's emotional engagement. By avoiding routine, you prevent the relationship from becoming stale and predictable. Creating an air of mystery keeps her guessing and fuels her desire to know you more deeply. This approach aligns closely with the Stoic principle of embracing change, showing that you are adaptable and open to new experiences. However, it's important to balance unpredictability with reliability, ensuring that while you keep her on her toes, she also knows she can trust you when it matters most. This careful mix of excitement and dependability will keep her invested, always eager to see what new surprises you'll bring next. In this episode, we've uncovered 7 powerful Stoic strategies that put you in control of your relationships. These aren't manipulative tricks, but timeless principles rooted in emotional discipline, self-awareness, and understanding human nature. When used wisely, they help create a deeper connection and keep her engaged without losing your own sense of self. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences with these strategies. Thanks for watching. Stay focused, stay stoic, and stay in control. The Stoics, renowned for their deep understanding of human nature and the dynamics of relationships, knew that psychology is a powerful tool in all aspects of life, including intimate connections. Stoicism is not just about emotional restraint and virtue, it also teaches the importance of understanding others and mastering the art of connection. In this episode, we're going to dive into an area that most men shy away from discussing openly, but one that has a huge impact on intimacy: S3 Zul positions. These 7 S3X positions are designed to maximize pleasure and connection, even if you're not the largest guy out there. The truth is, it's not always about size, it's about technique, comfort, and intimacy. By mastering these moves, you'll create deeper connections and intense pleasure for both you and your partner. So, stick around until the end to learn all 7, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments if any of these have worked wonders for you. Pay special attention to Chapter 5, this one is a real game changer. Chapter 1, the Tarzan Move. The Tarzan move is a classic position that allows you to take control while offering a deep, intimate connection. It's a position that maximizes both physical pleasure and emotional closeness, making it an irresistible option for women. Here's how it works. The woman lies on her back with her legs straight up in the air, while the man kneels in front of her. By holding her legs steady, you not only gain control over the angle and depth of your thrusts, but also have the ability to regulate the rhythm with precision. This makes it an ideal position to create powerful, satisfying movements, even if size isn't your strongest attribute. What makes the Tarzan move so appealing is the combination of dominance and connection. From a Stoic perspective, balance is essential in all aspects of life, including intimacy. The Stoics believed in the power of control over one's impulses, and the Tarzan move gives you the power to create a dynamic that flows between gentle, sensual strokes and more intense, rhythmic thrusts. This ebb and flow of movement will make the experience feel more personal and attuned to her reactions, creating a stronger bond between you both. Psychologically, this position also taps into the emotional aspects of intimacy. The woman's legs are raised, leaving her in a vulnerable yet trusting position. Vulnerability, when met with care and confidence, fosters a deeper emotional connection, and the Tarzan move allows you to maintain that balance of power and tenderness. Eye contact is especially impactful in this position. As you thrust, you can gaze directly into her eyes, reinforcing emotional closeness. Stoics understood the importance of connection that goes beyond the physical realm, and strong eye contact can make the experience more intimate and emotional, which women find deeply satisfying. Another aspect of this position that heightens its appeal is the flexibility and support it provides. Supporting her legs in the air gives you leverage to adjust the intensity without straining either of you. For her comfort, you can adjust her feet to rest on your shoulders or hold her ankles, depending on what feels better. You can also use pillows or cushions under her lower back to provide extra support and ensure that she's relaxed. Comfort is a key element to great intimacy, and the more relaxed and supported she feels, the more she can fully enjoy the experience. The Tarzan move also brings a sense of novelty and adventure to your intimate moments. The position allows for creativity in your movements and gives you the opportunity to switch things up, keeping things fresh and exciting. Women love variety and unpredictability in intimate encounters, and this position allows you to show off your adaptability while maintaining control. Moreover, this move doesn't require significant physical strength or size. What makes it powerful is the connection it fosters through controlled movement, eye contact, and careful attention to her responses. By focusing on how she reacts and adapting your approach accordingly, you'll show her that you are attuned to her needs, which will make the experience unforgettable. The Tarzan move is proof that intimacy is about much more than just physical prowess. It's about creating a dynamic of trust, connection, and mutual pleasure. Lastly, the Tarzan move offers opportunities to explore different angles and sensations. By adjusting the way you hold her legs, you can explore deeper penetration or more shallow, teasing movements. You can also vary the pace, alternating between slow, intimate thrusts and faster, more intense strokes, depending on how the moment evolves. This versatility ensures that the experience never feels one-dimensional and allows you to respond to her cues in real time, further enhancing the connection. In summary, the Tarzan move is more than just a position, it's a tool for building emotional and physical intimacy. By mastering this move, you can show her that you're not only confident and in control, but also sensitive to her needs and emotions. It's a position that, when done right, will leave a lasting impression and create a deeper, more meaningful bond between you both. Chapter 2: The Cuddle Thrust. The cuddle thrust is a position that brings together physical closeness and emotional comfort. Unlike more acrobatic or aggressive positions, this one allows you to create a deep sense of intimacy without overwhelming her. In this position, the woman lies on her side in a fetal position, while you position yourself behind her. This alignment creates a natural spooning setup, which is both comforting and sensual. The beauty of this move is that it allows you to focus on a slow, steady rhythm that emphasizes closeness and connection over intensity. The Stoics believed that physical pleasure, while valuable, should be balanced with emotional connection. The cuddle thrust is a perfect reflection of that philosophy. It's not about pushing boundaries or showing off physical prowess, but rather about being present in the moment and fully engaged with your partner. In this position, you can easily wrap your arms around her, holding her close as you thrust, which helps create a sense of safety and security. This is a position where tenderness takes center stage, and women often find it irresistible because it makes them feel cherished and valued. From a psychological perspective, the cuddle thrust taps into a woman's desire for comfort and closeness. Women are often more attuned to emotional intimacy than men, and this position provides the opportunity to nurture that connection. As you thrust, your bodies are fully aligned, which creates a sense of unity and togetherness. You're not just focused on physical pleasure, but on creating an emotional bond that goes beyond the surface. This combination of physical and emotional closeness is what makes the cuddle thrust so powerful. Another advantage of this position is the ability to focus on your partner's responses without the pressure of intense movement. Because the angle of penetration is more gentle, it allows for a slower, more deliberate rhythm, which can heighten her sensations over time. This slower pace also allows you to be more in tune with her reactions, adjusting your movements to enhance her pleasure without overwhelming her. It's a position that emphasizes quality over quantity, focusing on the experience rather than the outcome. The cuddle thrust is also perfect for creating an ongoing connection through touch. Since your bodies are so closely aligned, you can easily use your hands to caress her body, stroke her hair, or hold her hand. These small gestures can make a big difference in how intimate the moment feels. Women often crave these little touches because they reinforce the emotional connection, making the experience feel more personal and meaningful. One key to mastering the cuddle thrust is maintaining a steady rhythm. Because this position is more about connection than intensity, you'll want to avoid overly fast or aggressive movements. Instead, focus on creating a smooth, continuous flow that feels natural and comforting. This is a position where less is more, and subtlety can be incredibly powerful. By maintaining control over your movements and focusing on the connection between you, you'll create an experience that is both deeply satisfying and emotionally fulfilling. In conclusion, the cuddle thrust is an excellent position for creating a strong emotional connection while still providing physical pleasure. Its emphasis on comfort, closeness, and tenderness makes it a favorite for women who crave emotional intimacy in their sexual experiences. By mastering this position, you'll show her that you are not just interested in physical pleasure, but in building a deeper, more meaningful bond that goes beyond the surface. Chapter 3: The Pillow Thrust. The pillow thrust is all about creating the perfect angle for both comfort and pleasure. In this position, the woman lies on her back with her butt elevated by pillows or by your hands, while you kneel in front of her and thrust. The elevation provided by the pillows allows for deeper penetration and better control over the angle of your thrusts, making this position not only pleasurable, but also easy to adjust based on your partner's preferences. The Stoics believed in the importance of preparation and forethought in every aspect of life, and the pillow thrust embodies this principle perfectly. By taking the time to position her correctly and use pillows to enhance the experience, you're demonstrating that you are not just rushing into things, but are thoughtful and considerate about creating the best possible experience for both of you. This attention to detail can make a huge difference in how she experiences intimacy with you. One of the key benefits of the pillow thrust is that it allows for deeper penetration without requiring a significant amount of effort on your part. The elevation provided by the pillows naturally tilts her pelvis upward, making it easier for you to reach her most sensitive areas. This position is ideal for maximizing pleasure while still maintaining a comfortable, relaxed pace. Because you have full control over the angle and depth of your thrusts, you can easily adjust your movements to suit her needs, ensuring that she's fully satisfied. The pillow thrust also provides the opportunity for a strong visual connection. As you kneel in front of her, you have a clear view of her body, and she can see you as well. This visual connection can be incredibly stimulating for both partners, as it reinforces the sense of intimacy and connection. Women often find this position irresistible because it combines physical pleasure with emotional closeness, making the experience feel more complete and fulfilling. Another advantage of this position is that it allows for easy access to her most sensitive areas. While thrusting, you can use your hands to stimulate her clitoris or breasts, adding another layer of pleasure to the experience. The combination of deep penetration and external stimulation can lead to intense orgasms, making the pillow thrust a highly effective position for creating a satisfying sexual experience. In conclusion, the pillow thrust is a versatile position that allows for both deep penetration and emotional connection. Its emphasis on preparation, control, and comfort makes it a favorite for women who want a satisfying, well-rounded experience. By mastering this position, you'll show her that you're attentive to her needs and are committed to creating an experience that is both physically and emotionally fulfilling. Chapter 4 of A Deep Dive. The deep dive is a unique and powerful position designed to heighten both physical and emotional sensations, creating a deeply intimate and satisfying experience for both partners. In this position, the woman lies flat on her stomach with her legs pressed together, while the man positions himself on top, entering her from behind. The combination of her closed legs and the angle of penetration creates a tighter, more stimulating experience, making the deep dive an irresistible favorite for women who crave deep, intense, and emotionally charged connections. One of the reasons why the deep dive is so effective is the level of control and sensitivity it allows. The Stoics were known for their mastery over emotions and moderation, valuing a balanced approach to life, and this position perfectly mirrors those teachings. Instead of fast, aggressive movements, the deep dive encourages a slow, deliberate rhythm that gives you full control over each thrust. The measured pace allows for a gradual build-up of pleasure, ensuring that both partners can savor the intensity of the moment. The slower tempo also lets you fully gauge and respond to your partner's reactions, fine-tuning your movements to enhance her pleasure. This position allows for a sense of intimacy that extends beyond the physical. Because your bodies are fully aligned, with your chest pressed against her back and your hips moving in sync, it creates an enveloping closeness that many women find incredibly comforting and intimate. The skin-to-skin contact throughout the encounter heightens sensations and creates a cocoon of warmth and connection, further enhancing the emotional depth of the experience. It's not just about the act itself, it's about fostering a sense of unity, as if you're moving as one. The deep dive also stands out for its ability to stimulate multiple erogenous zones. The angle of penetration allows you to apply pressure to sensitive internal spots, such as the G-spot, in a way that few other positions can achieve. Moreover, since her body is fully exposed in this position, you can also use your hands to stimulate her back, sides, or clitoris, further intensifying the sensation she feels. This combination of deep, internal stimulation and external touch can lead to heightened pleasure and more intense orgasms, making the deep dive a position that leaves a lasting impression. From a psychological perspective, the deep dive also taps into the dynamics of control and surrender in a way that many women find irresistible. While you're in control of the depth and rhythm of the thrusts, she's in a position of vulnerability, completely open to your movements, yet trusting you to guide the experience in a way that maximizes her pleasure. This delicate balance between dominance and care aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings on self-mastery and understanding the needs of others. In this position, you're not just focused on your own gratification, but are fully attuned to her responses, ensuring that her pleasure is at the forefront of the experience. Emotionally, the deep dive fosters a sense of security and closeness that is essential in intimate relationships. The physical proximity and aligned bodies create a feeling of unity and trust, which can deepen emotional bonds. For many women, sex isn't just about physical pleasure, it's about feeling safe, understood, and connected to their partner. By engaging in the deep dive, you're offering her a level of closeness that goes beyond mere physicality, allowing her to feel cherished and valued. Moreover, the slow, rhythmic pace of this position allows for deeper breathing and synchronization between partners, much like the mindful practices taught by the Stoics. When you breathe in unison with your partner, it creates a shared rhythm that enhances the sense of connection and presence. This kind of mindful breathing can also help you stay focused on the moment, rather than rushing through the experience. Being fully present allows you to savor the depth of each sensation, and this level of attentiveness will not go unnoticed by your partner. Communication is another key aspect of mastering the deep dive. Because the position is slower and more intimate, it opens up the space for verbal or non-verbal communication. You can take advantage of this closeness to whisper affirmations or check in with your partner, ensuring that she's comfortable and fully enjoying the experience. This level of communication builds trust and strengthens the emotional connection, making the encounter more fulfilling for both of you. Another major benefit of the deep dive is the level of control it offers in terms of stamina and endurance. The slower pace allows you to maintain control over your arousal, helping you last longer and making the experience more pleasurable for your partner. Women often appreciate when their partner is able to take their time, focusing on building her pleasure rather than rushing toward the finish line. The deep dive gives you the perfect opportunity to demonstrate this level of patience and control, ensuring a satisfying and prolonged experience for both of you. Additionally, because the deep dive allows for such close physical proximity, it creates the perfect opportunity for aftercare, a crucial but often overlooked aspect of intimacy. After the physical act, maintaining closeness through touch, kisses, or soft words can extend the emotional connection long after the physical sensations have faded. This kind of care and attention shows that you value not only the physical pleasure you shared, but also the emotional bond you've built. In conclusion, the deep dive is a position that offers a powerful combination of physical pleasure and emotional intimacy. Its slow, controlled pace aligns perfectly with Stoic principles of moderation and mindfulness, encouraging both partners to fully engage with each other in the moment. By mastering the deep dive, you're not just focusing on physical satisfaction, you're creating an experience that is deeply connected on both a physical and emotional level, making it a position that will leave her feeling cherished, fulfilled, and craving more. This balance of sensitivity, control, and intimacy is what makes the deep dive an irresistible position for women who value emotional depth in their sexual experiences. Chapter 5: The Rider's Delight. The rider's delight is an incredibly empowering position that allows your partner to take full control of the experience. In this position, the woman straddles you while you lie back, with her facing either forward or backward. This setup allows her to dictate the pace, rhythm, and depth of the thrusts, putting her in complete control of the flow and intensity of the encounter. It's an excellent position for women who enjoy being in charge of their own pleasure and want to explore their power during intimate moments. The beauty of the rider's delight is that it caters to her preferences while still keeping you fully involved. What makes the rider's delight so appealing to many women is the autonomy it offers. This position lets her explore what feels best for her body, giving her the freedom to adjust the angle, speed, and intensity as she likes. By letting her lead, you give her the space to focus on her own pleasure, making her feel empowered and confident in her sexual expression. This sense of empowerment is not only exciting for her, but also signals your trust in her, which enhances the overall connection between you both. The Stoics often emphasized the importance of balance in life, and this position embodies that balance beautifully. It's a shared experience where you're giving her the reins, trusting her to guide the rhythm of your encounter. In a way, you're both working together to create an experience that satisfies and fulfills both partners. By stepping back and letting her take charge, you demonstrate that you're secure in yourself and confident in allowing her to lead. This dynamic can be incredibly attractive, as it shows that you're comfortable with a balance of power in the relationship. The rider's delight also offers a variety of physical benefits, as it's a highly versatile position. Whether she's facing forward or backward, she has the ability to find the angles that work best for her body, maximizing both pleasure and comfort. When she's facing forward, it's easier for you to engage in meaningful eye contact and touch, deepening the emotional connection between you. Eye contact is one of the most potent forms of nonverbal communication during intimacy. It conveys trust, passion, and vulnerability, all of which strengthen the bond between you two. When she faces backward, it allows for a different, more adventurous experience. In this variation, she may feel even more in control of the experience, as she can move freely without being guided by your gaze or direct touch. This can be particularly exciting for women who enjoy the feeling of being fully in command of the situation. The backward-facing version of the rider's delight also allows you to focus on other erogenous zones, such as her back and hips, further enhancing the experience for her. Another significant benefit of the rider's delight is that it allows for excellent communication during the act. Because she's in control of the pace and depth, she can slow down or speed up depending on how she feels, and you can easily communicate what works for both of you. This open line of communication fosters a sense of mutual respect and understanding, which is essential in building a deeper emotional connection. Women often appreciate when a partner is attentive and responsive to their needs, and this position encourages that kind of engagement. From a physical perspective, the rider's delight is one of the best positions for achieving clitoral stimulation, which is key to many women's pleasure. The forward-facing version allows her to grind against your pelvis, creating direct stimulation that can lead to more intense orgasms. Additionally, you can enhance the experience by using your hands to touch her in sensitive areas, such as her breasts or hips, further elevating the experience. This combination of self-directed movement and your gentle touch creates a powerful blend of physical pleasure and emotional intimacy. The rider's delight also offers a distinct psychological dynamic that many women find irresistible. The act of taking control during sex can be incredibly empowering, making her feel confident and assertive. When a woman feels in control of her own pleasure, it often leads to a more satisfying experience for both partners. By allowing her to guide the encounter, you show that you're confident and secure enough to give her that power, which can be deeply attractive. This mutual trust and respect can strengthen the emotional bond between you, making the encounter more meaningful. Moreover, the rider's delight taps into the balance between dominance and submission in a way that many women enjoy. While she's in control of the physical aspects of the encounter, there's still a sense of shared connection because of your involvement. You're supporting her movements, offering her stability and comfort while she explores her own pleasure. This dynamic creates a balanced exchange of energy where both partners are equally engaged in creating a fulfilling experience. The Stoics believed in mastering both one's emotions and external circumstances, and the rider's delight aligns with this philosophy. It teaches the importance of adaptability, patience, and trust in relationships. By letting her take the lead, you're not relinquishing control, but rather demonstrating your ability to adapt and create harmony. This approach can significantly enhance the quality of your connection, both emotionally and physically. In the rider's delight, you also have the opportunity to showcase your attentiveness and support. By being fully present and responsive to her needs, you communicate that her pleasure and comfort are important to you. This attentiveness is something women deeply appreciate, as it reflects emotional intelligence and a genuine interest in their well-being. It's not just about the physical act itself, it's about being in tune with her feelings, desires, and needs throughout the experience. In conclusion, the rider's delight is a position that offers a perfect balance of empowerment, control, and connection. It allows her to take charge of her own pleasure, creating a dynamic that is both exciting and deeply fulfilling. By mastering this position, you're showing that you're confident and secure enough to let her lead while still being fully engaged in the experience. The combination of physical pleasure and emotional intimacy makes the rider's delight an irresistible position for women who value both autonomy and connection in their intimate encounters. Chapter 6. The Lotus. The lotus position is one that emphasizes emotional closeness, intimacy, and spiritual connection. In this position, both partners sit facing each other with legs intertwined. She can wrap her legs around your waist while you sit cross-legged or with your legs wrapped around her. This position creates an intense closeness as you are face-to-face, allowing for deep eye contact, physical touch, and a slower, more intimate rhythm of movement. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes from connection, whether to oneself, to nature, or to others. The lotus reflects this idea in a physical sense, as it encourages a deeper bond between partners. Unlike positions that prioritize intense thrusting or quick satisfaction, the lotus is about being present in the moment and experiencing each other fully. The slow, gentle movements in this position allow for a heightened sense of sensitivity and closeness. Women find this position irresistible because of the intimate energy it brings. Being face-to-face throughout the entire act creates an emotional connection that's difficult to achieve in other positions. The closeness of your bodies enhances both emotional and physical sensations, leading to a more profound and lasting connection. For women, intimacy often means more than just physical pleasure. It's about feeling emotionally safe and understood. The lotus position gives you the opportunity to offer her that depth of connection, making it a favorite for creating long-lasting, meaningful moments. From a psychological perspective, the lotus also taps into the desire for mutual respect and understanding. Since both partners are equally engaged and intertwined, it feels like a shared experience rather than one person being dominant over the other. This creates a sense of balance and equality that many women find deeply satisfying. You can take this time to slow down, communicate through touch and eye contact, and truly focus on each other's pleasure. Additionally, the lotus position allows for ample opportunity for verbal communication. Unlike some positions where the physical movements take center stage, the slower pace of the lotus opens up space for you to talk, whisper sweet things, or check in with each other. This verbal communication can heighten the emotional connection, making her feel even more appreciated and understood. One key to mastering the lotus is to focus on your breathing. Breathing in sync with your partner creates an added layer of intimacy and helps both of you stay present in the moment. This type of mindfulness mirrors Stoic teachings about living fully in the present, without distraction or attachment to outcomes. When you are fully engaged in the moment, your partner will sense that you are truly focused on her and the connection between you, which will make the experience even more powerful. In conclusion, the lotus is an ideal position for those seeking to create deep intimacy and emotional connection during lovemaking. Its emphasis on closeness, communication, and mindfulness makes it an irresistible choice for women who crave not just physical pleasure, but emotional fulfillment as well. By mastering the lotus, you'll create an experience that resonates on both a physical and emotional level, leaving a lasting impression on her heart and mind. Chapter 7. The Bridge. The final position in this list, the bridge, is one designed to maximize both her pleasure and yours by creating the perfect angle for intense stimulation. In this position, the woman lies on her back with her legs bent and feet flat on the floor or bed, while she raises her hips off the surface, forming a bridge with her body. You kneel between her legs, supporting her lower back if necessary, and take control of the thrusts. The bridge position is particularly irresistible for women because it allows for deeper penetration and direct stimulation of her G-spot, creating intense sensations that can lead to powerful orgasms. The angle of her hips in this position makes it easy for you to control the depth and speed of your movements, while also ensuring that she experiences maximum pleasure with each thrust. From a Stoic perspective, the bridge is about balancing pleasure with presence, control with sensitivity. The position itself requires a certain level of physical coordination and attentiveness to your partner's body, which mirrors the Stoic principle of being in tune with the present moment. This is not a position where you can simply go through the motions. You need to be fully aware of how your partner is feeling and adjust your movements accordingly to ensure that she's getting the most out of the experience. Another reason why the bridge is so effective is that it provides a perfect blend of control and submission. While you are in control of the thrusting, her elevated hips give her the ability to move and adjust as well, creating a dynamic where both partners are actively engaged in the experience. This balance of power is highly attractive to women because it allows them to feel both taken care of and empowered at the same time. The bridge also offers the opportunity for intense eye contact, adding another layer of emotional connection to the physical pleasure. As you kneel between her legs, you have a clear view of her face, allowing you to connect with her on a deeper level. Women often crave this kind of intimacy during sex, and the bridge provides the perfect opportunity to offer that. By maintaining eye contact and communicating through touch, you can create an experience that feels personal, intimate, and deeply satisfying. Additionally, the elevated angle of the bridge position allows for easy access to other forms of stimulation. You can use your hands to caress her body, stimulate her clitoris, or hold her hips to increase the intensity of your movements. This combination of deep penetration and external stimulation can lead to incredibly powerful orgasms, making the bridge one of the most effective positions for ensuring that she is fully satisfied. One important aspect of mastering the bridge is ensuring that your partner is comfortable. While this position can be highly pleasurable, it does require her to hold her hips in an elevated position, which can become tiring after a while. You can offer support by holding her lower back or using a pillow to help keep her lifted. This small adjustment can make a big difference in her comfort level, allowing her to relax and fully enjoy the experience. In conclusion, the bridge is a powerful position for creating intense physical pleasure while maintaining a deep emotional connection. Its emphasis on deep penetration, control, and intimacy makes it an irresistible choice for women who want a satisfying, well-rounded experience. By mastering this position, you'll not only ensure that she experiences maximum pleasure, but you'll also deepen the emotional bond between you, creating a lasting and meaningful connection. These 7 positions, each with its own unique advantages, are designed to maximize pleasure, connection, and intimacy in ways that women find irresistible. From the deep emotional connection of the lotus to the intense physical sensations of the bridge, mastering these moves will not only enhance your physical relationship, but also strengthen the emotional bond between you and your partner. Remember, the Stoics believed in living fully in the present and cultivating meaningful connections, and these positions are a powerful way to do just that in your intimate life. So, take the time to explore, experiment, and communicate with your partner. By focusing on both physical and emotional pleasure, you'll create an experience that is deeply satisfying for both of you. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments. Let us know which of these positions you've tried or which one you're most excited to experience. Stay tuned for more tips on building better relationships, deeper connections, and a more fulfilling life. The Stoics, during their long and meaningful lives, mastered the art of understanding human psychology, including the complex dynamics between men and women. Their teachings on self-control, resilience, and independence provide valuable lessons for modern relationships. Today, we're going to dive into 7 crucial things you must do to make her scared of losing you, strategies grounded in Stoic wisdom and timeless truths about attraction. Before we get started, be sure to watch the video until the end, as we'll explore how these methods work together to create a powerful dynamic in your relationship. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts or your personal experiences. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Have a more masculine frame. One of the most essential things you can do to make her fear losing you is to cultivate a stronger, more masculine frame. But what exactly does that entail? A masculine frame is about embodying strength, confidence, and emotional stability. It's about being deeply grounded in who you are as a man and standing firm in your beliefs and values, regardless of external circumstances. When you embody this frame, you become a man who is unshakable, and that is precisely the type of man women are instinctively drawn to. Masculinity in this context isn't just about physical strength or appearance, it's also about mental fortitude and emotional resilience. A masculine frame means that you don't let the ups and downs of life or the whims of others easily throw you off balance. In relationships, this translates into not reacting impulsively or emotionally when challenges arise. Instead, you maintain your composure, assess situations rationally, and handle things with a calm, collected demeanor. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who mastered the art of living a life rooted in logic and virtue, would teach that a man must learn to control his emotions, not suppress them, but guide them with wisdom and purpose. In a world filled with emotional unpredictability, a man who can maintain composure under pressure stands out as rare and valuable. When a woman sees that you can handle difficult situations without losing control, she perceives you as a pillar of strength and resilience, qualities that are both attractive and deeply reassuring. This creates a powerful dynamic of respect and admiration, which makes her realize that losing you would mean losing that stability and sense of security. A man with a masculine frame also doesn't seek validation or approval from anyone, including the woman in his life. This doesn't mean you become indifferent or uncaring. Rather, it means that your self-worth is derived from within, not from external sources. When you stop chasing approval and start acting in line with your own values and principles, you project an aura of confidence that women can't help but be drawn to. Women want to be with a man who knows his worth, who sets the tone in the relationship, and who leads with quiet confidence. She fears losing you because she knows you're not needy or dependent, and that makes her see you as someone she must work to keep. Part of building a masculine frame is about understanding your role as a leader in the relationship. Leadership here doesn't mean dominating or controlling her. Rather, it's about having the ability to guide the direction of the relationship with clarity and purpose. Women are naturally drawn to men who take charge, who know where they're headed and how to get there. When you lead with decisiveness, make clear decisions, and confidently take the reins in key moments, it creates an irresistible dynamic. She understands that losing you wouldn't just mean losing a partner, it would mean losing someone who can navigate life's challenges with purpose and direction, something every woman desires in a man. At the core of having a masculine frame is emotional stability. Women crave emotional security from their partners. When you remain balanced and steady, even in stressful or emotionally charged situations, it tells her that you are dependable. You are the rock in her life, someone she can count on when things get tough. This sense of emotional consistency creates a strong foundation of trust. Women, whether they realize it or not, often test men to see if they can hold their ground emotionally. They may push your buttons, challenge your patience, or even create minor conflicts just to see if you can maintain your cool. If you respond with emotional strength, she will admire and respect you even more. If you lose your composure, it signals weakness and instability, which can quickly diminish attraction. The Stoics believed in mastering one's reactions to external events. This philosophy applies directly to relationships. If you can maintain an air of calm confidence in the face of emotional tests, she will recognize that you are a man who doesn't allow outside influences to dictate his mood or behavior. You become someone who is not swayed by the emotional turbulence of others, which makes you incredibly attractive and, more importantly, hard to lose. She will fear losing the man who can weather life's storms without breaking down, because such men are rare, and she knows it. Furthermore, having a masculine frame doesn't mean you're inflexible or unwilling to adapt. It means that you have the discernment to know when to be firm and when to be adaptable. The Stoics were masters of balance, knowing when to hold their ground and when to pivot based on reason. In relationships, this balance is critical. A masculine frame involves asserting your boundaries when necessary, but also having the wisdom to compromise when it's in the best interest of both you and your partner. This balance creates mutual respect and fosters a sense of security in the relationship. Lastly, it's important to realize that a masculine frame is not something you put on for show. It's a genuine expression of who you are at your core. Women can easily detect when a man is faking confidence or pretending to be strong. True masculinity comes from within and is built over time through self-discipline, experience, and reflection. If you're constantly striving to improve yourself, emotionally and mentally, you will naturally develop this masculine presence, and it will have a profound effect on your relationships. In conclusion, having a more masculine frame is one of the most powerful things you can do to make her fear losing you. It's about embodying strength, confidence, and emotional stability in a way that sets you apart from other men. By mastering your emotions, leading with confidence, and being unshakable in your values, you become the kind of man she doesn't want to lose. Developing this frame not only enhances your relationship, but also helps you become the best version of yourself, a man who is truly in control of his life and destiny. Chapter 2. Spend more time with your friends. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is centering their entire lives around their partner. While it may seem like a loving gesture to spend all your time with her, doing so can actually diminish her attraction and make her take you for granted. Women are naturally drawn to men who have their own lives, interests, and social circles. When you spend more time with your friends, you subtly communicate that you have a fulfilling life outside of the relationship. This independence makes her realize that she isn't the sole focus of your world, which creates a sense of healthy distance and mystery. And with that comes the fear of losing you. Women want to feel special and important, but they also don't want a man who is overly dependent on them for emotional fulfillment or social interaction. When you take time to hang out with your friends, you're not only showing her that you have other meaningful relationships, but also that you value those relationships. This shows her that you're not desperate for her attention or approval. In fact, spending time with your friends reminds her that you have a life that she is fortunate to be a part of, not the other way around. From a Stoic perspective, this behavior is about balance. The Stoics believed in the importance of having strong, virtuous friendships that contribute to one's overall well-being. They saw friends as vital to personal growth and happiness. When you nurture your friendships, you demonstrate emotional maturity and independence, two traits that women find irresistible. It's not about ignoring her or neglecting your relationship, it's about showing her that you are not reliant on her for your happiness. Moreover, when you spend time with friends, it adds an element of unpredictability to your relationship. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say. When you aren't always available, it forces her to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and if she's still a priority in your life. This little bit of uncertainty can reignite her attraction and make her fear losing you because she's reminded that you have a life outside of her, one that she wants to continue being a part of. Another advantage of maintaining strong friendships is that it reinforces your social value. A man who is well-liked and respected by his peers is automatically more attractive to women. When she sees that other people enjoy your company and value your presence, it validates her choice to be with you. On the flip side, if you've abandoned your friends for her, it signals neediness and insecurity, two traits that quickly erode attraction. Spending time with friends also serves as a reality check for her. It reminds her that you're capable of having fun and being fulfilled without her constant presence. This makes her appreciate the time you do spend together even more. She'll see that you're a man with your own life, and that makes you harder to replace. This is crucial in keeping her on her toes and ensuring that she never takes your presence for granted. Finally, spending more time with your friends shows that you're not afraid to have a support system outside of the relationship. It tells her that you are emotionally secure enough to invest in friendships that are important to you, which, in turn, makes her realize that she needs to work to maintain her position in your life. This is a subtle but powerful way to make her fear losing you, as she begins to understand that your world doesn't revolve around her and that she's fortunate to be part of your journey. Chapter 3. Have more women in your social circle. Another powerful way to make her fear losing you is by surrounding yourself with other women. Now, this doesn't mean you should flirt with other women or lead them on, but having female friends in your social circle can have a profound psychological effect on your partner. When a woman sees that other women enjoy being around you, it triggers her competitive instincts. She starts to realize that you are a man of value who is desired by others, and this can make her fear losing you to someone else. Women are naturally competitive, especially when it comes to relationships. When she sees you interacting with other women in a friendly and respectful way, it reminds her that you have options, even if you're not actively pursuing them. This awareness makes her appreciate your relationship more because she knows that other women would gladly take her place if given the chance. Having female friends also demonstrates that you are socially adept and can comfortably navigate interactions with women without getting flustered or awkward. This level of social intelligence is incredibly attractive to women. It shows her that you're confident and self-assured, qualities that make you even more desirable in her eyes. When she sees that other women enjoy your company, it reinforces her attraction to you because it validates her choice to be with you. The Stoics believed in maintaining virtuous relationships, regardless of gender, and they understood the value of diverse perspectives in personal growth. Having women in your social circle can provide you with insights that male friends might not offer. This emotional intelligence makes you more attuned to the dynamics of relationships, which is something women deeply value in a partner. By surrounding yourself with other women, you're not only enhancing your social life, but also making yourself more appealing in the eyes of your partner. Additionally, having female friends can act as a form of social proof. If other women respect and admire you, your partner will naturally feel more secure in her choice to be with you. It's a form of external validation that makes her feel lucky to have you, and it heightens her fear of losing you because she knows that other women would jump at the chance to be with a man like you. However, it's essential to strike a balance. While it's beneficial to have female friends, you don't want to make her feel insecure by crossing boundaries or making her feel like she's in competition. The goal is to create a subtle sense of healthy competition, not to make her feel inadequate or jealous. When done correctly, having more women in your social circle will keep her on her toes and make her appreciate your presence in her life even more. Chapter 4: Don't fear losing her. One of the most powerful mindsets you can adopt in a relationship is letting go of the fear of losing her. It may sound counterintuitive, but when you operate from a place of fear, it leads to behaviors that can slowly push her away. Fear of loss creates insecurity, neediness, and desperation, traits that women instinctively find unattractive. On the other hand, when you project the confidence that you're perfectly fine without her, you shift the dynamic entirely, making her realize that she needs to invest in keeping you around. It becomes clear to her that you're a man of value, and if she doesn't step up, she might lose you to someone else. In the world of Stoicism, detachment is key to living a fulfilling and empowered life. The Stoics understood that freedom comes from not being overly attached to external outcomes, whether it's material possessions, status, or relationships. When applied to romantic relationships, this means not fearing the possibility of the relationship ending. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, and relying on another person for your emotional stability undermines your sense of self-worth. By embracing this Stoic mindset, you free yourself from the shackles of fear and become more confident, assertive, and self-reliant. When you're not afraid to lose her, something magical happens. You stop trying to please her at every turn. You no longer second-guess your words or actions in an effort to keep her happy, and instead, you act with authenticity and integrity. This is an incredibly attractive quality because it shows that you value yourself and your principles above her approval. Women are drawn to men who are confident in their own skin and don't rely on external validation to feel worthy. When you can stand firm in your identity, even in the face of uncertainty, it signals to her that you're a man who can handle life's challenges with grace and poise. In contrast, when a woman senses that you're afraid of losing her, it diminishes her respect and attraction for you. She begins to see you as someone who lacks emotional strength and independence, someone who might be willing to sacrifice their dignity just to keep her around. This is not the kind of man that women are naturally drawn to. Women want a partner who is strong, grounded, and confident, someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to walk away from a relationship that no longer serves him. When you embody these qualities, you shift the power dynamic in your favor, making her realize that she cannot take you for granted. This doesn't mean you should become indifferent or stop caring about the relationship altogether. Instead, it's about approaching the relationship from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Scarcity is when you feel that losing her would be a devastating blow, as if she is the only person who could bring you happiness and fulfillment. Abundance, on the other hand, is the understanding that your happiness is not dependent on one person. It comes from within, from your own sense of purpose, passion, and personal growth. When you adopt this mindset, you exude a calm, collected energy that is magnetic to women. When you stop fearing the idea of losing her, you also stop putting her on a pedestal. Instead of treating her like a prize that you must win, you begin to see her as an equal partner in your life journey. This balance creates mutual respect and admiration. She will no longer feel that you're vying for her attention or approval, but will instead recognize that you value yourself enough to set high standards for your relationship. And once she senses that you're not dependent on her for your happiness, she will instinctively work harder to keep your attention and affection. She'll feel the subtle pressure to continually bring value to the relationship, knowing that you have options and won't settle for less than you deserve. This mindset shift also changes how you handle conflict. When you don't fear losing her, you approach disagreements from a place of calm confidence, rather than anxiety or fear of abandonment. You're able to express your thoughts and feelings without the fear that it might push her away, because you know that you'll be fine regardless of the outcome. This composure during difficult times earns her respect, as it shows that you're emotionally mature and resilient. Women are far more attracted to men who can maintain their cool in heated situations than those who become emotionally reactive or clingy. Embracing the possibility of loss also helps you cultivate a healthier relationship overall. Relationships built on fear often lead to control, jealousy, and resentment. But when you're not afraid to lose her, you're more willing to give her the space and freedom she needs to flourish as an individual. This, in turn, makes her appreciate and value the relationship even more, because she knows she's with a man who is secure in himself and not reliant on her for emotional stability. It creates a foundation of trust, respect, and mutual growth. Finally, remember that confidence doesn't come from pretending to be indifferent or emotionally detached. True confidence is rooted in knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you, including the end of a relationship. When you internalize this mindset, it will naturally shine through in your actions, words, and behavior. You'll radiate a sense of calm assurance that makes her realize that she's lucky to have you, and that losing you would be a serious loss. In conclusion, letting go of the fear of losing her is one of the most crucial steps in maintaining a healthy, fulfilling relationship. By adopting a mindset of abundance and emotional independence, you not only become more attractive to her, but also create a relationship dynamic that is built on mutual respect and admiration. She will sense your strength, confidence, and self-worth, and as a result, she'll fear losing you because she knows that you're a man who is capable of walking away and finding someone who truly appreciates what you bring to the table. Chapter 5. Be authentic and honest. One of the most crucial aspects of making her fear losing you is being authentic and honest. In a world where so many people wear masks and adopt personas in relationships, authenticity is a breath of fresh air. When you're genuine, you instantly set yourself apart from other men who might be trying to win her over with false pretenses or superficial charm. Authenticity means being true to who you are, expressing your thoughts and feelings openly, and never pretending to be someone you're not just to please her. It's about embracing your imperfections and owning your truth, no matter what. Women respect and are deeply attracted to men who are comfortable in their own skin. When you're authentic, it creates a solid foundation of trust and respect within the relationship. She knows that what she sees is exactly what she's getting, and this level of honesty fosters a deeper emotional connection. In fact, women fear losing men who are real because they understand how rare it is to find true authenticity in today's world. Being genuine shows her that you're not afraid to be vulnerable, and this makes you stand out as a man of substance, someone she would be devastated to lose. The Stoics placed immense value on living in accordance with one's true nature, free from pretense, deceit, or the need for external validation. They believed that authenticity was key to living a virtuous life, and this principle applies directly to relationships. By being honest about who you are and what you want from the relationship, you establish a dynamic of mutual respect and admiration. She will appreciate your transparency, as it signals that you have no hidden agendas or manipulative tactics. This kind of honesty makes her fear losing you because she realizes that authentic men who are open about their true selves, are incredibly hard to come by. Authenticity also involves being upfront about your emotions and desires, even when it's uncomfortable. If something in the relationship bothers you, speak up about it. If you have personal boundaries, stand firm in enforcing them. Being honest in these situations doesn't just demonstrate that you're direct, it shows that you have self-respect. When you're open and clear about your needs, it shows her that you're a man who values himself and won't tolerate anything less than what you deserve. This kind of self-assuredness is extremely attractive, and it makes her fear losing you because she knows that you're not someone who will stick around if the relationship isn't fulfilling. A critical component of authenticity is vulnerability. It's about being honest not only in your actions, but in your emotions as well. This doesn't mean being overly emotional or unloading your deepest insecurities at every turn, but rather, it's about not hiding behind a facade of indifference. If you feel deeply for her, let her know. If you have fears or doubts, express them in a way that aligns with your values and principles. When you're authentic in this way, you let her see the real you, or a man who's unafraid to reveal his deeper layers. This type of emotional honesty can be incredibly compelling and will make her realize how valuable you are in a world full of pretenders. When you're truly yourself, you also have the confidence to be honest about what you expect in return. Authenticity is a two-way street, and just as you're honest with her, you expect her to reciprocate. When she sees that you have no interest in playing games or pretending to be something you're not, she'll be inspired to meet you at the same level of honesty. This mutual respect for each other's truth creates a relationship dynamic that is not only fulfilling, but also deeply rooted in trust. She will fear losing you because the honesty and openness you bring to the table are irreplaceable. Being authentic doesn't mean you have to be perfect. In fact, it's often your imperfections that make you more relatable and appealing. Women are drawn to men who embrace their flaws and are confident in their skin, regardless of their shortcomings. This kind of self-acceptance is rare, and when you embody it, you exude a magnetic presence that makes her fear the idea of losing someone who is unapologetically real. She'll know that, unlike other men who might bend over backward to seek her approval, you're a man who doesn't need external validation to feel good about himself. Authenticity also means rejecting the need to play mind games. So many men, whether knowingly or unknowingly, try to manipulate their way into a woman's heart through tactics like playing hard to get or pretending to be someone they are not. But when you're authentic, you sidestep these games altogether. You're direct about your intentions and confident enough to let her know where you stand. This straightforwardness is incredibly refreshing, and it will set you apart from the men who use superficial charm to mask their insecurities. The result? She'll start to fear losing you because you're the real deal, a man who isn't afraid to stand in his truth and isn't interested in playing games to keep her around. Ultimately, being authentic and honest is one of the most powerful ways to make her fear losing you. When you show up as your true self, without the need for masks or manipulation, you become a man of substance, someone she knows is rare and irreplaceable. Authenticity builds trust, respect, and deeper emotional connections, and once she experiences this kind of relationship, she will realize how difficult it would be to find someone else like you. By being genuine, you show her that you're not like the other men she's encountered, and this realization will make her work harder to keep you in her life. When she knows that you're not afraid to be who you are and that you won't settle for anything less than mutual honesty, she will begin to fear the thought of losing a man of your caliber. Chapter 6. Set firm boundaries. Setting firm boundaries is one of the most effective ways to make her fear losing you, and it's a critical component of maintaining respect and attraction in any relationship. Boundaries are about knowing your worth and clearly defining what is acceptable and what is not. Without boundaries, you risk being walked over or taken for granted, which diminishes her respect for you. When you establish firm boundaries, however, you communicate that you have standards and that you're not afraid to enforce them, even if it means potentially losing her. Women are naturally drawn to men who are assertive and stand up for themselves. When you set boundaries, it shows that you're not willing to tolerate disrespect or behavior that doesn't align with your values. This creates a sense of security and respect in the relationship, as she knows that you won't allow yourself to be mistreated. She will fear losing you because she understands that crossing your boundaries could result in you walking away, and she won't want to risk that. The Stoics were firm believers in the importance of personal integrity. They taught that one must remain true to their principles and not allow external circumstances, including relationships, to compromise their values. In a romantic relationship, setting boundaries is a way of living according to those Stoic principles. You aren't swayed by the fear of upsetting her or losing her. Instead, you prioritize your self-respect and well-being. Setting boundaries also demonstrates emotional intelligence. It shows that you are aware of your needs and are not afraid to communicate them. For example, if she cancels plans last minute without a valid reason, you should calmly but firmly express that you won't tolerate such behavior. This doesn't mean you should be overly rigid or controlling. Instead, it's about maintaining a balance between being flexible and standing up for what's important to you. In addition to gaining her respect, firm boundaries create a dynamic of healthy tension. When she knows that there are consequences for her actions, it keeps her on her toes. She'll be more mindful of how she treats you because she knows that you won't stick around if she crosses the line. This creates a sense of accountability in the relationship, making her more invested in maintaining your respect and admiration. Moreover, setting boundaries gives you a sense of control over your life and your relationship. You're not at the mercy of her whims or moods, and this makes you more attractive in her eyes. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a strong sense of self and aren't easily swayed by external factors. By establishing and enforcing boundaries, you show her that you're a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to demand it. Ultimately, firm boundaries make her fear losing you because they remind her that your time, attention, and love are valuable. She knows that you're not willing to compromise your self-worth just to keep her around, and this creates a powerful dynamic where she's constantly striving to meet your standards and maintain your respect. Chapter 7. Be emotionally unavailable at times. Emotional availability is essential in any relationship, but being emotionally unavailable at times can actually make her fear losing you. This doesn't mean you should completely shut down or ignore her feelings, but rather that you shouldn't always be emotionally accessible or overly accommodating. By creating a bit of emotional distance occasionally, you introduce an element of unpredictability that keeps her on her toes and makes her appreciate your emotional presence when you do give it. Women are naturally attracted to men who are a little mysterious, and emotional unavailability can enhance that sense of mystery. When you're not always there to cater to her emotional needs, it forces her to reflect on how much she values your presence in her life. She may start to wonder why you're pulling back and what she can do to regain your attention, which creates a subtle fear of losing you. The Stoics believed in the power of detachment, remaining grounded and composed even in the face of emotional turbulence. In relationships, emotional detachment at times can prevent you from becoming overly dependent on her for validation or happiness. When she sees that you can remain emotionally independent and aren't always at her beck and call, it shows strength and self-control. This makes you more desirable because it signals that you're not easily swayed by emotions or external influences. Being emotionally unavailable at times also gives her space to miss you. When you're always emotionally present, it can lead to complacency in the relationship. But when you occasionally pull back, it creates a sense of longing that reignites her attraction. She'll start to miss your emotional support and presence, and this can make her fear losing you. The key is to find a balance. Don't be emotionally absent to the point of neglect, but allow for moments of distance that create a healthy dynamic of pursuit. Emotional unavailability also signals that you're not afraid to prioritize your own emotional well-being. If you're always giving and never taking time for yourself, it can lead to burnout and resentment. By occasionally withdrawing, you're showing her that you value your own emotional health and that you're not going to sacrifice it for the sake of the relationship. This reinforces the idea that you have a life and emotional needs outside of her, which makes her realize that losing you is a real possibility if she doesn't treat you with care and respect. Furthermore, being emotionally unavailable at times can heighten her emotional investment in the relationship. When you're not always there to comfort or reassure her, it forces her to step up and invest more in the relationship emotionally. She may begin to appreciate your emotional presence more when you do offer it, and this can strengthen the overall dynamic between you. It also makes her realize that she can't take your emotional availability for granted, which increases her fear of losing you. Ultimately, being emotionally unavailable at times is a powerful tool to create a sense of mystery and unpredictability in the relationship. It keeps her invested and reminds her that your emotional presence is something she needs to earn. By balancing emotional availability with occasional distance, you create a dynamic where she fears losing the emotional connection you bring into her life, making her more committed to maintaining and nurturing the relationship. In a relationship, it's crucial to maintain your sense of self and avoid becoming overly dependent on your partner for validation or emotional fulfillment. By developing a masculine frame, spending time with friends, and maintaining strong social connections, you demonstrate your independence and self-worth, making her fear losing you. Setting boundaries, being emotionally unavailable at times, and having more women in your social circle all contribute to a dynamic where she is constantly striving to keep you in her life. The Stoic principles of self-control, emotional resilience, and detachment can be powerful tools in relationships. By embodying these traits, you show her that you're a man who cannot be easily shaken or swayed. This creates a sense of respect, admiration, and, most importantly, a fear of losing you because she realizes that you are a rare and valuable partner. Remember, the goal isn't to play games or manipulate her emotions. It's about showing her that you're a man who values himself and won't settle for less than you deserve. When she knows that losing you is a real possibility, she'll work harder to keep you in her life and ensure that the relationship remains strong and fulfilling. The ancient Stoics spent a great deal of time studying human nature and emotions, seeking to understand what drives people's behavior in their interactions with one another. While they primarily focused on controlling their own emotions, they also paid close attention to the subtleties of social and romantic relationships. Their teachings on patience, observation, and self-control can help us recognize the signals of attraction more clearly. In this episode, we're diving into the signs that a woman is sexually attracted to you. These subtle behaviors, often subconscious, can reveal her true feelings and desire for a deeper connection. So, stay tuned until the end, because we're covering 7 key signs that you need to look out for. And, of course, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share your own experiences in the comments below. Chapter 1. Playing with her hair. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, one of the most revealing, yet often subtle signs, is how she plays with her hair. This simple, seemingly innocent gesture can speak volumes about her feelings. Hair is a key element of many women's appearance, and by drawing attention to it, whether through twirling, flipping, or brushing it back, she's signaling her desire for you to notice her. It's her subconscious way of saying, "I want to look good for you." This behavior is usually automatic, driven by nervous energy or an instinctive desire to present her best self. Whether it's lightly playing with the ends of her hair, absent-mindedly twisting it around her fingers, or casually tossing it over her shoulders, these actions reveal that she's interested in how you perceive her. This is not about vanity, it's about attraction. When she adjusts her appearance in your presence, she's signaling her desire to capture your attention and approval. From a Stoic perspective, the way we communicate often extends beyond words. The Stoics taught that human beings reveal much of their inner world through subtle actions. They emphasized the importance of careful observation to understand others. By playing with her hair, she's giving you a window into her emotions, even if she doesn't fully realize it. This behavior falls in line with Stoic teachings that remind us to be attuned to the nuances of human behavior. But hair play isn't the only indicator of attraction. In addition to fiddling with her hair, she might also adjust her clothing or touch her neck when you're around. These movements are almost automatic, subtle signals of attraction. When she does this, it's as though she's instinctively trying to make sure she looks appealing to you. A woman who is drawn to you will often unconsciously make these small adjustments, all in an effort to present herself in a way that she believes will captivate your attention. When you notice these behaviors, it's important to maintain awareness rather than immediately jump to conclusions. The Stoics would caution against overanalyzing or attaching too much significance to individual moments. However, they would also argue that once you start noticing consistent patterns, like frequent hair play or clothing adjustments, it's a clear sign that she's interested in you. By observing these signals without rushing into assumptions, you position yourself as a mindful, confident man who understands the subtleties of attraction. If she's consistently doing these things around you, it's a sign that she's aware of your presence and wants to leave an impression. Whether it's flipping her hair to show off her neck, running her fingers through her hair to appear polished, or lightly touching her neck or face, these gestures reveal her desire to connect on a deeper level. It's not just about vanity or self-consciousness, it's her body's way of communicating attraction. While the Stoics didn't specifically discuss hair flips or personal grooming as signs of attraction, their teachings about human nature and observation are highly relevant. The Stoics understood that people often communicate their desires and emotions in subtle, indirect ways. By paying close attention to her actions, you can gain insight into her feelings. This also aligns with the Stoic idea of patience and restraint. Don't rush in or assume, but let the evidence build and speak for itself. Another important aspect of hair play is its connection to femininity. Women often express their femininity through their appearance, and hair is a big part of that. By playing with her hair in your presence, she's signaling that she's aware of her attractiveness and is inviting you to notice it as well. It's an unconscious way of drawing your eyes toward her and highlighting her feminine appeal. However, it's essential to maintain balance. While these signs can indicate attraction, the Stoics would remind us not to get caught up in overanalysis or let our emotions dictate our actions. Observing her body language is just one piece of the puzzle. It's important to maintain composure and not react impulsively. Instead, see these signals as part of the larger picture of how she interacts with you. As with many things in life, patience and understanding will guide you toward the right course of action. In conclusion, when a woman plays with her hair around you, it's often a powerful yet subtle sign of sexual attraction. Whether she's twirling it, flipping it, or brushing it back, these gestures show that she's trying to make an impression and capture your attention. Her subconscious actions speak louder than words, revealing that she wants to present her best self in front of you. While the Stoics may not have written specifically about these behaviors, their emphasis on observation and awareness provides a useful framework for understanding the subtleties of human attraction. So, the next time you catch her playing with her hair, recognize it as a potential sign that she's drawn to you and respond accordingly, with calm confidence. Chapter 2. Stealing Glances. One of the most telling signs that a woman is sexually attracted to you is when she steals glances in your direction. These quick, fleeting looks, followed by her eyes darting away the moment you catch her, are more than just shy behavior. They're a clear signal of interest. Women who are attracted to you may not always feel comfortable staring or holding long eye contact right away, so they resort to this silent language of attraction, looking at you when they think you're not paying attention. The Stoics believed that much of human behavior is guided by underlying emotions and desires, often expressed in ways we don't even recognize. This is especially true when it comes to attraction. A woman stealing glances at you is communicating her feelings without the need for words. She's curious about you, intrigued by your presence, and perhaps unsure of how to convey her interest more directly. Each stolen glance is a subtle way of trying to get a closer look at you without being too forward. This behavior can happen anywhere, in a group setting, across a room, or even during a conversation. The key here is to notice how often it happens. If she frequently looks at you when she thinks you won't notice and then quickly looks away, it's a strong indication that she finds you attractive. The Stoics taught the importance of patience and awareness, reminding us that often the truth is revealed in small, seemingly insignificant actions. This holds especially true when it comes to reading attraction. What's particularly powerful about stolen glances is the tension they create. The anticipation builds as she sneaks peeks at you, wondering if you'll catch her. It's this mixture of curiosity and hesitation that can be so magnetic. In many cases, she may not be fully conscious of what she's doing, but her body language is telling the story. She wants to look at you, but she's nervous about how you might interpret her gaze. From a Stoic perspective, these moments of stolen glances are opportunities for you to stay composed and aware. Instead of immediately acting on this subtle signal, the Stoics would advise maintaining calm confidence. Recognize her interest, but don't be overeager to respond. A steady, thoughtful approach shows that you're in control of yourself and understand the nuances of attraction. In doing so, you build a stronger foundation for potential connection without overwhelming her. The beauty of this behavior is that it often leads to a deeper emotional connection. As she continues to glance at you, you can engage her with your own nonverbal cues. Try catching her eye and holding her gaze for just a moment longer than expected. This simple action can send a powerful message that you've noticed her interest and are confident enough to meet her halfway. But just like the Stoics preached, balance is key. You don't want to overdo it or make her uncomfortable. Instead, keep it subtle, allowing the tension to build naturally. Over time, as her confidence grows, those stolen glances might evolve into more direct eye contact, which we'll discuss in detail in the following chapter. But for now, recognize that these glances are an early indicator of attraction. When a woman is sexually interested, her eyes will tell you, even if her words don't. It's an instinctive behavior that reveals her inner desires, often before she's ready to express them more openly. In conclusion, stolen glances are a powerful and silent indicator of attraction. Women often use this form of body language to express their interest without making themselves too vulnerable. From a Stoic perspective, observing these glances allows you to gain insight into her feelings while maintaining your composure and calm confidence. Remember, it's all about patience and awareness. If she keeps stealing glances, it's a sign that she's intrigued by you, and it's up to you to respond in a way that keeps the connection building without rushing things. Chapter 3: Smiling and Laughter. One of the clearest signs that a woman is sexually attracted to you is when she frequently smiles and laughs in your presence, even when the jokes aren't all that funny. Laughter is a universal signal of comfort and enjoyment, and when a woman is drawn to you, she will often express it through increased smiles, giggles, and laughter. This behavior is her way of showing that she feels at ease around you and finds pleasure in your company. According to the Stoics, emotions and outward expressions are deeply connected. They believed that genuine smiles and laughter are outward manifestations of an inner state of contentment and happiness. In the context of attraction, when a woman is sexually drawn to you, her emotions manifest as joy, which she displays through frequent laughter and smiling. If you notice her laughing more around you, especially at jokes that may not deserve such a strong reaction, it's a strong indicator that she's interested. Smiling and laughter also help break down barriers. They create a sense of closeness and make her feel more connected to you. Women often laugh and smile when they feel an emotional bond, and when a woman is sexually attracted to you, she'll look for opportunities to build that bond through shared moments of joy. This is a subconscious way of fostering intimacy, creating a relaxed environment where the two of you can connect on a deeper level. But laughter isn't just about comfort, it can also be a way for her to signal playfulness. Attraction often comes with a sense of fun and excitement, and when she laughs around you, it can be her way of inviting you into that playful space. Women who are sexually attracted to you will often use humor and lightheartedness to gauge your reactions and build rapport. She might tease you or laugh at your jokes as a way to engage with you on a more personal level. The Stoics, who believed in the power of moderation and balance, would likely advise not to take these moments for granted. Yes, her laughter is a good sign of attraction, but don't let it cloud your judgment. Stay grounded, stay observant, and use this information to your advantage without becoming too reliant on it. Laughter and smiles are important, but they are part of a larger set of signals that reveal her true feelings. There's also an important element of vulnerability in laughter. When she laughs at your jokes, she's letting her guard down, revealing that she feels comfortable and safe with you. This is a strong indicator of attraction, as women are often drawn to men who make them feel secure. Her smiles and laughter are her way of showing that she enjoys being around you, and it's likely that she's thinking of you in a more intimate context as well. Another thing to pay attention to is whether she mirrors your laughter. If you laugh at something and she quickly joins in, this is a form of social synchronization, where her body language is mirroring yours. This mirroring behavior is a subconscious sign of attraction. She's aligning her emotions and reactions with yours, which creates a stronger emotional bond between you. In conclusion, frequent smiles and laughter are powerful indicators of sexual attraction. Women who are drawn to you will often express their interest through joy, lightheartedness, and playful teasing. From a Stoic perspective, this behavior reflects her inner emotions and can help foster a deeper connection between the two of you. Pay attention to how often she laughs and smiles in your presence, as this could be a clear sign that she's interested in taking things to a more intimate level. Chapter 4: Eye Contact. Eye contact is one of the most intimate, powerful forms of nonverbal communication when it comes to attraction. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, she will often engage in prolonged or flirtatious eye contact, signaling her interest in a subtle yet undeniable way. The phrase "thighs are the windows to the soul" is particularly relevant here, as eye contact can reveal much about a person's thoughts and feelings. The Stoics believed in the importance of understanding nonverbal cues, as they often communicate more than words ever could. When a woman holds your gaze for longer than usual, or when she gives you a coy, flirtatious glance, she's revealing her desire. She may not say it outright, but her eyes will tell you everything you need to know. Maintaining eye contact is a sign of confidence and openness, both of which are critical components of attraction. Prolonged eye contact creates a direct line of emotional connection. It's as if she's inviting you into her world, allowing you to see her interest without needing to express it verbally. This kind of silent communication can be incredibly powerful, building tension and anticipation between the two of you. The Stoics would advise paying close attention to this nonverbal form of communication, as it often reveals the truth behind a person's feelings. One of the key elements of sexual attraction is vulnerability, and eye contact is a direct form of that. When a woman locks eyes with you, she's letting down her guard, even if just for a moment, and allowing herself to be seen. This can be a deeply intimate experience, especially if the two of you maintain eye contact during conversation. It creates a sense of closeness that words alone can't achieve. But not all eye contact is created equal. If she holds your gaze and adds a soft smile or tilts her head slightly, she's probably signaling a deeper level of attraction. This flirtatious eye contact invites you to engage with her on a more intimate level, as it goes beyond simple friendliness. It's a way of saying, "I'm interested, but I want to see how you respond." If you respond with confident, steady eye contact, it can lead to a powerful connection. The Stoics would also remind us not to become too fixated on eye contact alone. While it's an important signal of attraction, it should be considered in the broader context of her overall behavior. If she's making strong eye contact but her other actions don't align, such as turning her body away or avoiding conversation, it may be a sign of mixed feelings. The key is to observe all of her nonverbal cues together to form a clearer understanding of her interest. In addition to prolonged eye contact, pay attention to where her gaze travels. If you catch her looking at your lips, face, or even your body, she's likely attracted to you on a deeper, more intimate level. Women who are sexually interested often let their eyes wander, subtly expressing their physical desire through where they focus their attention. In conclusion, eye contact is a powerful indicator of sexual attraction. When a woman maintains prolonged or flirtatious eye contact, she's often signaling her desire to connect with you on a deeper level. From a Stoic perspective, understanding these subtle cues is key to building meaningful connections. Recognize the significance of eye contact, but also keep it in balance with other signs of attraction to gain a fuller picture of her feelings. This mindful approach will help you navigate the complexities of attraction with grace and confidence. Chapter 5: Physical Touch. One of the most undeniable signs of sexual attraction is when a woman initiates physical touch. Whether it's a light touch on your arm, a playful nudge, or an accidental brush of hands, physical contact is often her way of signaling that she feels comfortable with you and is open to further intimacy. Touch is one of the strongest forms of nonverbal communication, and when a woman is drawn to you, she'll often find subtle ways to make physical contact. The Stoics taught that human beings are naturally drawn to connection, and touch is one of the most direct ways to express that connection. When a woman touches you, she's breaking the physical barrier, signaling that she's comfortable with your presence and is possibly interested in deepening the interaction. Whether the touch is deliberate or seemingly accidental, it's often a subconscious way of expressing attraction. Pay attention to how often and where she touches you. A light touch on the arm during conversation, a brush of her hand against yours, or even a playful poke can all indicate that she's interested in you. Women who are sexually attracted to someone often look for excuses to touch them, even in small, seemingly innocent ways. These moments of contact create a sense of closeness and familiarity, which can lead to a stronger emotional and physical connection. Touch also has the power to build intimacy without the need for words. The Stoics would argue that actions speak louder than words, and physical touch is a prime example of this. When a woman initiates contact, she's telling you that she feels a certain level of comfort and attraction. It's a way of bridging the gap between you, creating a bond that goes beyond conversation. From a Stoic perspective, it's important to be mindful of how you respond to her touch. Just as she's testing the waters with her subtle touches, your reactions will give her clues about how you feel. If you pull away or seem uncomfortable, she may take it as a sign that you're not interested. On the other hand, if you respond positively, perhaps by lightly touching her back, it can reinforce the connection and encourage further intimacy. It's also worth noting that touch can vary in its intensity and meaning. A light, fleeting touch may be a way of testing the waters, while a longer, more deliberate touch can indicate stronger feelings of attraction. The Stoics would advise taking your time to understand the context of the touch and its underlying meaning. Don't rush to conclusions, but instead observe how her touches evolve over time. In conclusion, physical touch is a powerful indicator of sexual attraction. When a woman initiates touch, whether it's a light brush of the hand or a playful nudge, she's often signaling her comfort and interest in you. The Stoics remind us that actions speak louder than words, and touch is one of the most direct ways to express desire. By being mindful of these subtle signals, you can gain a deeper understanding of her feelings and respond in a way that fosters connection and intimacy. Chapter 6: Nervousness or Shyness. While confidence and assertiveness can often be clear indicators of interest, nervousness or shyness around you can also be a strong sign that a woman is sexually attracted to you. These behaviors may seem counterintuitive, but they reveal an inner excitement that she may be trying to control. When a woman feels nervous or shy in your presence, it's often because she's very aware of you and her own feelings, but she's unsure of how to express them. The Stoics believed that emotions, especially strong ones, often manifest in ways that people can't fully control. Nervousness and shyness are perfect examples of this. If a woman is fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or stumbling over her words when she's around you, it's not necessarily a sign of disinterest. It could be the opposite. She may be so drawn to you that she's unsure of how to handle her feelings, and this nervous energy bubbles up in the form of shy or awkward behavior. One of the key things to look for is how she reacts to physical proximity. Does she seem slightly flustered when you're near her? Does she get quiet or blush when you speak to her? These subtle signs of nervousness are often indicators that she's attracted to you but doesn't want to make it too obvious. The Stoics believed in observing behavior without jumping to conclusions, and in this case, that advice applies perfectly. Nervousness can be a tricky signal to read, but when combined with other signs of attraction, it's a strong clue that she's interested. Nervous behaviors often include small physical movements like fidgeting with her hands, playing with her clothes, or avoiding long eye contact. She may also shift her weight from one foot to another, tap her fingers, or seem a little restless. These are all signs that she's feeling heightened emotions around you, emotions that are difficult to hide. Shyness can also show up in the way she communicates. A woman who is shy around you might hesitate to start conversations or seem quieter than usual. However, this doesn't mean she's not interested. On the contrary, the Stoics would argue that her silence or hesitance can indicate she's processing her feelings and trying to gauge how you feel in return. By giving her time and space to warm up, you allow her to feel more comfortable, and her attraction may become more apparent. It's important not to misinterpret nervousness or shyness as disinterest. Many women find it difficult to express their attraction openly, especially if they're unsure of how you might react. The Stoic approach to attraction emphasizes patience and awareness. Instead of forcing the situation or expecting immediate responses, stay calm and confident. By creating a relaxed atmosphere, you help her feel at ease, which can encourage her to open up and show her interest more clearly. One particularly telling sign of nervousness is blushing. Blushing is an involuntary response that happens when someone is feeling a strong emotional reaction, such as excitement, embarrassment, or attraction. If you notice that she blushes when she talks to you or when you get close, it's a strong indication that she's feeling something for you. This type of physical reaction is difficult to fake, and the Stoics would argue that it's a natural display of her emotions, revealing her true feelings even if she's trying to keep them under wraps. Shyness might also manifest as nervous laughter. She may laugh at your jokes, even if they're not particularly funny, as a way to break the tension she feels. Nervous laughter is another subconscious behavior that indicates she's feeling heightened emotions around you. It's her body's way of coping with the excitement she feels but isn't sure how to express. In conclusion, nervousness or shyness can be powerful indicators of sexual attraction. While these behaviors may seem like signs of discomfort, they often reveal deeper feelings of excitement and interest. The Stoics taught that emotions often manifest in subtle, uncontrollable ways, and nervous energy is one such example. By remaining calm, patient, and aware of her behaviors, you can recognize these signs for what they are and respond in a way that encourages her to feel more comfortable expressing her attraction. Chapter 7. Wanting to spend time together. One of the clearest signs that a woman is sexually attracted to you is when she consistently finds ways to spend time with you. Whether it's through subtle hints, casual suggestions, or direct invitations, when a woman wants to be around you, it's a strong indicator that she's drawn to you on a deeper level. The Stoics believed that actions speak louder than words, and in this case, a desire to be in your company is a powerful testament to her attraction. A woman who is interested in you will often go out of her way to create opportunities for the two of you to be together. She might suggest activities that you both enjoy, ask for your help with something, or simply make herself available when she knows you'll be around. These are her ways of trying to deepen your connection and gauge your interest in return. The Stoics emphasized the importance of paying attention to patterns in behavior, and when a woman frequently seeks out your company, it's a sign that she enjoys being around you and likely wants something more. This desire to spend time together isn't limited to formal dates or planned activities. She may show up at places where she knows you'll be, or casually join group outings just to be near you. It's her way of staying close without being too forward. The Stoics would remind us that while attraction can sometimes be subtle, consistent actions like this are hard to miss. When a woman prioritizes time with you, it's a clear sign that you've caught her interest. Another key indicator is how she reacts when you suggest spending time together. If she's always enthusiastic about your plans, or if she rarely turns down an opportunity to hang out, it's a strong sign that she's attracted to you. Even if she has a busy schedule, a woman who's interested in you will find ways to make time for you. This willingness to adjust her plans shows that she values your presence and is looking for ways to build a stronger connection. The Stoics taught that the desire for connection is a natural part of the human experience. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, this desire often manifests as a need to be close to you, both emotionally and physically. She wants to learn more about you, share experiences, and create memories together. This is why she may suggest activities that allow for deeper conversations and shared moments, giving you both a chance to bond in a meaningful way. One important aspect of this behavior is her level of engagement during your time together. If she seems genuinely invested in the conversation, asks questions about your life, and remembers the details you shared, it's a sign that she's paying close attention to you. Women who are sexually attracted to someone often become more attentive and interested in that person's life, seeking ways to connect on an emotional level. The Stoics would encourage us to appreciate this level of attention, as it signifies that she's invested in getting to know you beyond surface-level interactions. Physical proximity is another aspect to consider. If she consistently chooses to sit or stand close to you, even in group settings, it's likely that she's trying to create a sense of closeness. Women who are attracted to someone often seek out opportunities to be physically near them, whether it's through sitting next to them, walking beside them, or finding ways to touch them casually. These small acts of physical closeness are her way of signaling that she feels drawn to you and enjoys being in your space. Finally, pay attention to how she responds when it's time to part ways. If she lingers at the end of a conversation or seems hesitant to say goodbye, it's a sign that she doesn't want the time together to end. She may suggest future plans or drop hints about wanting to see you again, even if she doesn't say it directly. This reluctance to leave is a clear indication that she values your time together and wants to continue building the connection. In conclusion, a woman's desire to spend time with you is one of the most straightforward and telling signs of attraction. When she consistently seeks out opportunities to be near you, whether through planned activities or casual encounters, it's a strong indicator that she's drawn to you both emotionally and physically. The Stoics remind us that actions often reveal more than words, and a woman's eagerness to be in your presence speaks volumes about her interest. By recognizing and responding to these signs, you can create a deeper connection that has the potential to grow into something more intimate. As we wrap up this episode, it's clear that attraction reveals itself in many subtle yet powerful ways. Whether it's through a playful hair flip, frequent glances, nervous fidgeting, or her consistent efforts to spend time with you, women often communicate their interest without saying a word. The Stoics taught that we should be observant and thoughtful, and by paying attention to these small but significant behaviors, you can gain a deeper understanding of her true feelings. Remember, attraction isn't always about grand gestures, it's in the little things, the small moments of connection that, when recognized, can lead to something meaningful. If you've noticed any of these signs, take it as a good indication that she may be drawn to you, and be confident in how you proceed. Now, before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know if you've experienced any of these signs before or if there's another clue you've noticed in your own experiences. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your friends who might find these insights helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode, where we'll dive even deeper into understanding attraction and connection from a Stoic perspective.